What's up, everybody? Welcome into Derelict Sports. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. At your host Nick, and you got your boy Derelict Dale there. I gotta get better at that. I'm so weird calling myself host. I hate doing that, but it's Nick and Dale. Hope you guys had a great weekend. It's the first day of NFL free agency, so we've got a lot we're gonna go over for the next hour or two. We got a little baseball news. We got a resolution of the Myles Garrett situation finally, so we'll go over that for a little bit. We got a lot we're going to talk about. We got playoff Beard coming on here towards the end. He's going to talk a little bit about whatever he wants to talk. He said he wants to talk about sports betting, and then he tells me today he's not doing that much sports betting anymore. He wants to be a sports analyst. So who fucking knows? I said, come on here and you just talk about whatever your little heart desires. So we'll bring him on here in a little bit. Front office should be here in a little bit. But like I said, we got a lot of news to go over today. Big free agency day. NFL free agency open today at 11 a.m. Shit was popping off pretty left and right. Maybe not as big as a lot of signings, but maybe not as big as years past. I think we still had some big names, but maybe not um, as big as you're used to seeing. But still a lot of action. So a lot to go over here. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that follow button if you're on X. Hit that follow button. Hit the notifications so you guys get notified when we go live. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys are on the Action Network. Give us a follow at Daily Derelict. We got 4 bets today, I believe. We got what is that? RMU, Robert Madison?
Robert Morrison against
Robert
Oakland.
Morrison.
The Bobby
Jesus
Moes.
Christ. Just a terrible school. So we got them at -3.5. We got the Lakers who just started a few minutes ago. We got the Maple Leafs and we got the Knicks. We also got Luka Doncic today over 8.5 assists. Hopefully he should be able to hit that number. No Bron. Bron's out for the next week or two with the groin. So should be interesting. Knicks as well. Usually, I'm not gonna lie, I almost got done picking. I almost picked the Kings, but they, overtime game last night.
All right, we need to have a conversation for you. This is a you and me heart for 2 seconds. You made the right bet and got the wrong result.
It's just bullshit.
Overtime is bullshit. Overtime is when you bet unders, the worst thing that can happen is overtime.
So we not only missed that, and then they lose on a Kawhi Leonard buzzer beater, which just pissed me off.
Which missed the plus 189. It was like everything. I always watch. Me and Kim we watched that new Netflix basketball with Kate Hudson thing. So I put the phone down when they were up by 7 with 2 minutes left, and then all of a sudden I just heard she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I have a bad feeling that the Kings might have just caused some problems." I look like the game went to overtime. Well, the under's fucked. Okay, well, the parlay will be good. I have a really bad feeling that something bad happened. Look, Kawhi just hit a shot to win it at the buzzer.
Just fucking sickening, dude.
And the day was looking so good. It looked like it was going to be a profitable day, and then it ended up
8-3 was what we were projected at one point. We ended 5-6 because it midway through the day, not even midway, about three-fourths of the way through the day, it just turned to shit. But it is what it is. That's not the reason I didn't pick the Kings. I still like the Kings. I still wanted to pick the Kings, but I just thought, coming off, if they would have won that game last night in regulation, I maybe have still picked them. No Jalen Brunson, obviously, for the next couple weeks because of his ankle injury. So he's not playing tonight. So honestly, I still think that the Kings might be the better team, but Kings without Sabonis, eventually that's going to be a problem. Karl Anthony Towns might have a little less resistance going into the basket tonight. So I don't know. I picked the Knicks just because of them going into overtime last night, heartbreaking loss. But that also could play in their favor too. They could be pissed off, ready to come back, get the W. But we'll see. So that game should be kicking off here. I think that's the last game on our card today. Well, before we get into anything, before we hop right into football, I guess let's talk a little bit of baseball. Garrett Cole today, obviously, who we were already when you place the bet that the futures bet, our only futures bet of the year so far on the Baltimore Orioles to win the division. One of the reasons we had, and one of the main reasons you had, was the Yankees are just such a question mark. You don't know what they're going to do. They've got Juan Soto gone. Giancarlo Stanton can't bend his arms.
DJ LeMahieu's hurt.
DJ LeMahieu's hurt. And then you don't know what Garrett Cole's going to what's the other guy that they've had?
Luis Gil has gone down with a lat strain, which looks like it's going to cost him at least a month of the season.
And he's already kind of shaky looking, right? So it's like, I think that, there, like you said, there's a lot of questions going on the Yankees, and then today we get the rumors came out yesterday. Well, not really rumors, but like the whispers of Garrett Cole's going to need it. They're just kind of going to get that dreadful second opinion, which 99% of the time, there is the second opinion is the same as the first when it comes to Tommy John. So
Yeah.
Garrett Cole announced today be missing the rest of the year. Tommy John, and man, I don't know the Yankees. What do you think this means for the Yankees? I mean, obviously you're feeling a little bit better about, and they released them new orange unis today, so you got to be feeling about
Ooh,
the
those orange
Orioles.
unis were nice.
The
I'm
motherfuckers are
I'm
nice, dude.
I am not a block color. Like when the NFL does their block colors, most of them I don't like. I don't know why I like the orange. It looks sharp.
I love orange, dude. It's a great color. It really
So,
is.
because like I hate when the Texans wear all red. Oh, cool! It tells you when you share the screen. Neat. Anyways, yeah, when Texans wear all red, I think it looks like I not a fan, but I don't know. I like that. Jackson Holiday looks pretty good there, holding that bat, getting ready to win a division title for your Baltimore Orioles.
My boy looks like he's about 11 years old in this
Okay,
picture.
he does still look. Yeah, he's like 21 and definitely still has a baby face. He's gonna get ID'd for the next 10 years of his life. But no, like you said, like I think this is kind of the reason why I took the Orioles that bet, because like if any injury problems rolled up, this team's still good enough to make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, and can they still win the division? Absolutely. But that road just got a whole hell of a lot harder. And I'm going to open up the Action Network while you talk for 2 seconds to see how much that number's changed, because it's obviously, if it hasn't changed, it should be changing.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to make sure. Are we live right now? I don't see us on X. What the fuck is going on here? Let me just make sure we're live on YouTube real quick.
But yeah, so no, I think yeah, Baltimore or the Yankees are still good enough to win the division. It's just that margin just got a lot thinner now. Because at least you could throw Garrett Cole out there, and every fifth day you felt good, and now that luxury's gone. So it's yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think. I mean, I definitely I don't feel good about the Yankees. That's for sure. Which obviously I love that. So that's good. I'm here for the Yankees. Having obviously you hate to see somebody go down for the year, but you also love to see. Why the fuck are we not live on X?
That's a good question. American League. Oh yes, American League East. While he looks that up, there's Buster. So I got the Yankees at plus 250 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the Yankees are down, or the Baltimore's down to plus 200. Why are the Red Sox plus 2,000? Oh, this is last year. Never mind. Damn it.
Yeah, that's fucking interesting. What's going on here?
I don't know. It's all good. So, but yeah, so no, it's a big loss for the Yankees. It's going to be tough. That's going to be tough for them to come back from. So they're going to need, yeah, and they're going to have Marcus Stroman throw the ball once every 5 days and be the Marcus Stroman of like 7 or 8 years ago with the Blue Jays when he was a competent pitcher.
I
And I
say,
don't
yeah,
think
boy,
he's
he's
that.
looking at them going, huh? Good thing you didn't put me in the bullpen, fuckos, because you ain't got nobody else.
Absolutely.
He
No,
says, yeah, I'm a starter. They're like, no, Marcus, we don't know if you are. He's like, yeah, well, who else do you have? Who the fuck else is going to pitch for you?
yeah, now you don't have that. So you just
Because
where
they
you
got rid
do
of Nestor Cortez, right? He's gone now, right? Where's he at?
Milwaukee. He was part of the Williams trade to get him to close games. Yeah. Oh no, it's looking like having an elite closer is great. So you got Clay Holmes, who's trying to come out of the bullpen, who was closing games last year for the Yankees, and you might want to be betting against the Yankees early in the season because that pitching rotation is gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, no, they have got a pretty fucking uphill battle. And so Garrett Cole's actually released a statement about it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to pull it up here. All right, here's Garrett Cole. He says, "From the first time I dreamed of wearing the Yankees uniform, okay, this already pisses me off. My goal has already been to help bring a world championship to New York. That dream hasn't changed. I still believe in it. And I'm more determined than ever to achieve it. Today, the most respected medical experts in the field recommended that I undergo Tommy John. This isn't the news any athlete wants to hear, but it's necessary. It's a necessary next step for my career. I have a lot left to give, and I'm fully committed to the work ahead. I'll attack my rehab every day and support the 2025 Yankees each step of the way. I love this game. I love competing, and I can't wait to be back on the mound stronger than ever. So that's what Garrett Cole says today. I don't know. What is Garrett Cole? How old is Garrett Cole?
I was gonna guess 32
30.
or 33.
He is 34 years old. So you
Ooh,
got to think that, and he turned. Let's see when he turns 34. Okay, so he just turned 34 in September, but he will be 35 by the time he comes back. So you're looking at 35-year-old Garrett Cole. Next year. I know a lot of guys come back from Tommy John. The arm is better than it was before, and we've seen other guys go late, but
you're toying with fire. Getting everybody wants to get it done when they're like 23, 24, 25. Not when you're 34 or 35.
yeah, this is a big blow. So, big news for out of this really is like the biggest news to come out of baseball today. I mean, like I said, the Yankees, I mean, it's all been Yankees. Like I said, within Giancarlo Stanton said that what would he said? If he ended up getting surgery, it would take him out the rest of the year, I believe is what it said. Because he's having just absolutely, he said excruciating pain or something he was saying in his elbows. I don't think he swung a bat in months, is what they were saying.
Yeah. Well, it gets to the point that if you can't do that, you got to just operate on them. And then, boy, the Yankees are going to be, it's going to be a struggle there. But the thing about the Yankees is they can go and pick up Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins and just pay the luxury tax. That is their luxury. That is why you don't ever write them off, because they can always spend more money. I know they don't want to, but they might not have a choice. Oh, look at that.
So here is an updated list with the Garrett Cole. So we got Garrett Cole out for the year, Giancarlo on IL, DJ shut down, Luis out 3 months minimum,
Which
Cranky back, whatever that means, Clark Schmidt delayed start, Jonathan Loaiza elbow surgery, so not seeing him until May or June, hamstring, Scott Efros shut down, Jake Cousins not available on opening day, JT Brubaker ribs. So obviously, Clayton Beater, Tyler Matzik, these guys are a little less important, but still, I mean, when you got this many guys out, every guy on that fucking roster at that point who is MLB eligible is important because,
oh yeah,
you need them now.
you don't think that Tyler Matzik is that important, but he's at least going to chew up competitive innings out of your bullpen. Now you're going to have to go deeper into like it's like you're right. When you're going that deep, somebody like that doesn't feel like it's that big of a deal is a big fucking deal, because you're already down. Like you're down an ace, your everyday DH. DJ Mayhew is long in the tooth, but at least is going to give you competitive at bats and is flexible enough. Luis Gill was going to be your number 2 starter, so you got your top 2 starters out.
Gone.
It's Marcus Stroman could be starting on opening day, which would be fucking hilarious. He won't be, but it's like
They will put any swinging dick out on the mound that's not Mark. They're like, Mark is sitting there like, who are we going to start opening? Mark is sitting there with that stupid grin on his face. He's like, who do you think? And they're like, Marcus, no.
We will trade to get Nest, because the Yankees open up against the Brewers. They'll trade to get Nestor Cortez back before they start Marcus Stroman on the mound on opening day.
Yeah, just a brutal start to the year, but can't happen to anybody better than the Yankees, so fuck them. Juan Soto hit a bomb off the Cardinals earlier, so he's living life over down in Queens. Or is it Queens, or is it Queens that have got the New York, or is it Queens the Yankees?
Queens are the Yankees. Yeah. Or no, Queens is the Mets. The Yankees are in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, that's what I thought. Okay. So, yeah, shout out to, Juan Soto got out of there. Juan Soto looks so happy where he's at. Yankees fans are sour as shit. So, I love this. I mean, and I mean, before we move on to get into football, I have to ask you, I mean, last year it? Like, was that the best opportunity?
Ooh.
What's the window look like compared to, I mean, you go to the finals like they did. They squeak past the Guardians, tough Guardians series, but the guys who you expected to do it did it. That two, three, four guys, one, two, three, four. That top four guys were on fire. Was that it?
The only reason why I don't, so the window is tight, but the Yankees money can open that window more. So that's why I will never say the Yankees window is closed because they are willing to pay the luxury tax to a certain degree. So, but right now, oof, like I would take Boston to win the division ahead of the Yankees right now. I'm actually just trying to find competitions. Yeah, I'll look it up as I go. But yeah, no, I think the window's tight. I don't think it's closed. I think they might be able to slug their way out of problems for a little bit, but yeah, it don't look good if you're a Yankees fan right now. And you know what? Fuck them. They deserve this pain. You know
Yep.
that's it.
That's what you get for reaching over the fucking board and trying to snag the. Well, who did they try to rip the ball out of whose hand?
Oh yeah, that dude we played defense in the playoffs.
Whose ball was that, or who was that out there?
It was Mookie. I can't remember the dude's
Yeah,
name,
it
but it was
was
Mookie
Mookie
Bet.
Betts.
It was Mookie Betts that was trying to make the catch, though.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. Fuck those guys.
which
So
which a great Red Sox. I'm sure he's loved in New York, anyways, before he went to the Dodgers. So, yeah, fuck the Yankees. Thank you for
fuck
letting me
the
talk base.
Yankees.
Thanks for letting me talk baseball for 10 minutes. I needed to
No,
get
I
that out of
wanted
my
to. I
system.
want to get that. I mean, that's big. That's big news. And like you said, we're here. We're here to cover it all. We're coming here to. We obviously have a pretty main topic or a couple of topics we want to talk about. But obviously, that's big shit. We're here to cover not just football. Football is obviously the main topic right now, but in reality, we're closer to baseball than we are football. So, I mean, baseball is basically here. Football obviously is exciting we are all going to be excited for the next like 4 days for football, and then the excitement of free agency will die down, and sure, you'll still get people signed up until the year, and you'll get spot signings, and maybe even bigger guys get signed. But these days of just like flooding in moves is that, that's today, and maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But um basically before the draft, this is like the last big NFL day for the draft. So um, but before we get to free agency, I guess we will talk. We will obviously get into the Myles Garrett situation. So Myles Garrett, if you guys have been, obviously, if you guys follow the show, or if you don't follow the show and just fucking, uh, just follow sports. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up the contract. You guys have obviously seen the Myles Garrett situation. Guy's been a Brown his whole career. Nobody ever thought he'd leave. And then this year, at the end of this year, he surprisingly demands a trade. Not really in the best way possible. Kind of played his hand. Got 2 years left, no leverage. You guys have heard us talking about all this. Kind of a bad holdout. Which again, funny that we talk about another guy that we can add to bad holdouts, Hassan Reddick. Boy, what a fucking shit holdout that guy had. Talk about a guy that could have just shut up and played for the Eagles and then had a ring. And now he's like, he sat out all last year, basically demanding all this money. He signed like 1 year, $12 million today. So it's like, the guy, it doesn't work. So all those people on Twitter that were like, oh yeah, Myles Garrett, he's the best guy in the world. He'll just sit out for a year. He's got all the leverage, really, because that doesn't work. It never fucking works. Then name me a guy that sat out, like, name me one guy that sat out an entire calendar NFL season, came back to next year, and it worked. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So,
No,
but Myles Garrett, a lot of people taken by surprise by that, but obviously more taken by surprise by the way he was acting about it. Goes on, privately tells them, but then they kind of come out and said, look, we're not looking to move Myles Garrett. So he took it public, used all his radio road time at the Super Bowl to basically trash the city of Cleveland, and not the city, but more of the team and the direction of the team and the front office plans, and didn't really believe in much going on, and basically just says, look, the Browns aren't in any chance or any position to win right now. I want to go see a Super Bowl. I want to go win a Super Bowl. I don't care about the money. I'll do whatever it takes to get to another team. Well, you could say you're not about the money. Everyone can say they're about the money. DK Metcalf said he wasn't about the money. He wanted to go to a warm location and play for a contender, and then he got cold Pittsburgh with no quarterback and zero chance at contention. So money fixes everything, and it was no different with Myles Garrett as they signed him to a new 4-year deal, which will now lock him through Cleveland through 2030. Basically, the rest of his career, unless they, obviously they can change, maybe down the line if, but they can move him, but I highly doubt that. I'm trying to find the actual, let's open this up. We'll share this. Um, let's get to some numbers here, fucko. What is this? I want numbers. I want numbers, bruh.
Numbers, bro.
But I think it, 200 and I think it was like 210 million or something like overall. I think it's 120, 123 million dollars guaranteed. 40 million dollars annually, which is, that's big boy money, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, which was previously held by Max Crosby for a whopping like 20 hours. He held that record, and then now it is Myles Garrett time. But yeah, signs the deal, money. A lot of people are kind of getting on him now. They're like, "Well, I thought money wasn't the thing," and he takes the big deal thrown at him. Even goes as far as saying that his agent came out and gave us kind of a statement yesterday saying that he had a change of heart. Basically, Myles came to her and said he would like to get a deal done and get it done before the draft, so we can start recruiting free agents, which is a pretty big change of heart. From I won't play here and it doesn't matter what you guys do. I don't care. I want out of here. So he wants to recruit free agents. She tells him, well, we have 24 hours to do it. And they got it done. So, what are your initial thoughts of this? I mean, obviously I would say that, the change of heart, whether it's true or not, it has to have some part of it has to be the fact that they saw the way this was going and they were like, look, the whole city's turning on us. We're more than likely not getting out of Cleveland. Let's maybe change course of action here a little bit.
Absolutely, and it's like you talked about before. He had zero fucking leverage, and he tried to use whatever he had, and it didn't work. So, if you want to, it's one of those things that like, yeah, he wants a championship, da 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 da. But if he wants to be paid, that was his option short term. So go sign the contract extension there. You never know what's going to happen down the road. I think it's good. And like me and the Hay kid talk about the Browns a little more than we probably ever would because of you. Thank you. But he said, and I semi agree with him. They're not Tennessee. They're not Oakland. Like they're not. Just about everything went wrong for them to get the second overall pick last year.
Right.
Were they a fringe playoff team going into the season? Probably. Like you could make a point that they weren't a non-playoff team, but they needed a couple of bounces to go their way down the road, and everything
Right.
went
Coming
wrong.
off 11 wins and a playoff,
Right. Like, but you kind of thought that there was probably a little bit of regression, but
on the defense side
and but you could say they could go 9-8 or 10-7 and get the last wild card spot, but everything went fucking wrong. Every ball bounced the wrong way except that snow game on Thursday night against the Steelers, and now you have Myles Garrett who is probably the best defensive player on God's green earth right now. You could argue it's a very short list that you get to argue that over. You get to pick the quarterback of your future, and you're not going to be you're not going to be 4 wins bad next year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
it's you might only win 7 games. Like, you're still like got some rebuilding. Like, you need some help on your offensive line and like everybody. But this could be a 7-8 win team next year. If everything goes right, you could go and steal the last playoff spot. But I don't think you're going to be a top 5 team picking again next year.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that whatever Andrew Berry laid out for him, I think he believes in a little bit more. Apparently, they did meet, and he laid out the real the plan, and I think that whatever he heard, I do think it's a mixture of maybe whatever he heard in that meeting, and maybe he has a little bit more belief in the future plans. But yeah, I also think that he saw the way this was going. He saw that I think they did a they had shown Miles on the screen at a Cavs game because he's a minority owner of the Cavs. I don't think he was in the building, but he got booed on screen in Cleveland. So it's like, I think he saw that this is a team that he's been, for almost a decade now has been, building. He's been the most popular guy there. He's been the most Cleveland guy there. He's been building. He is a huge figure in the city, and that city is starting to turn on him. They're booing him, and I think he realized. I think he probably thought that a lot of people were going to come out and go, "Oh, well, he's done," but I don't think he really thought about the other parts of it, like swinging a helmet at Mason Rudolph and getting suspended, and then we go and give you a contract extension. You roll in your car and getting the DUI, and that picture of him sitting on the side of the road after he flipped his car a bunch of times. Like there's all these things that he's done in his career that the Cleveland Browns 10-toed stood down for him and like, look, we don't give a fuck. We're gonna it's Myles Garrett. So I think that this just wasn't going the way that he thought it was going to go, and now I think like everybody, they've got a price. Everyone's got a price, and 123.5 million dollars guaranteed, and they're going to make you the highest paid quarterback or non-quarterback in the NFL. That's a hard thing to say no to, especially for a team that you've regardless of what he was saying on TV, that Myles Garrett has feelings for Cleveland. He loves Cleveland. He didn't want to have to do this, obviously, and didn't want to have to go this. So I think that the change of heart had a little bit of mixture of all that. I think that he just realized that this was probably for the best course of for the payday, for the money, for the career, and for the nice helmet, Miles. Yeah, and and just for like his overall character, I think this was probably the best move for him.
And he can win that locker room back over. All he has to do on the first day is say, "Hey guys, I made a mistake. You know, I'm Cleveland through and through. Let's go. Like this, let's go do this for Cleveland. Water under the bridge. It was a business. It's pretty simple for him to go and backtrack and do his thing. So I think I'm very happy for you, and now this makes me more excited for the draft. But I'm still scared shitless of the draft with you. I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be so great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking brutal. I'm super nervous by it. So what's up, guys? What's up, Tanner? What's up, Sports Lab? How we doing, fellas? Yeah,
Welcome.
I hold on. I'm trying to. I don't like that. So Jamar Chase, I don't like that they. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the people's
That's all good.
emails and decide real quick.
You're good. The Hey Kid is trying to break shit too again today.
Is he? Hell yeah. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think that I do think that did you guys talk about Pickett? Not yet. We're getting into that. So we're gonna
We got to start
that's
with our Browns talk, and
yes.
then we'll go.
Well,
This is
Kenny
how
Pickett
this
is a
works.
Brown.
That is true. Continue.
So watch your mouth. Now he's
My my sincere apologies.
playoff beards. Oh, what's up? Yeah, I figured you guys. Yeah, no, we didn't talk pocket Pickett yet. Um, what were you just saying a second ago? You were just saying that.
Oh, the Hey
Oh,
Kid was.
well, he can win the locker room and stuff. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
agree. I definitely think he's going to win the locker room. I think that, I think it's more the fans he's going to have to win over. I think everybody in the locker room probably agree, knows this is a business. I mean, Donovan Mitchell was posting it on his story, so I don't think. I'm going to tell you though, I think Clutch Sports realized. I think they learned a little something this year. I think they're starting to realize that this isn't basketball. Clutch Sports isn't basketball. Or the NFL is not the basketball where you can just go in there and try to kind of bully your way out of situations. Like the moment that the Andrew Berry and the Browns were like, we're not trading him, like I think he realized, like, look, what are we gonna do if he's not gonna trade us? There's not we can do. And like everybody says, oh well, he'll sit out. No, the fuck he won't. He's 29 years old. He's he's gonna start losing money. And what's he gonna do? I mean, what's he gonna do? Come back after it's just never gonna work. It just never made sense.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm super happy to have him back. Super glad to have him back. Browns fans are just miserably miserable. They were all like, oh, fuck Myles Garrett for doing this. And then we signed him. They're like, oh, fuck them for signing Myles. He's all about the money. Who cares? Like, It doesn't matter. He's coming back to win. He's signed. What is he going to do? Is he going to just sell for the next through 2030? That guy wants to win, and like I think that he is going to do whatever he can to win. I don't think he's that kind of guy. I really don't.
And if he wants to have trade value, like I don't think that's. But if his end goal is to get traded, you have to show that you have trade value.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And honestly, one of the most important parts of this is I think what this did to the free agent market, as far as guys like, I mean, you got to think TJ Watt is going to be in line for a extension here soon. They've got guys like the Bengals, who I was trying to pull up, but I couldn't find the tweet. I thought I saved it, but you got the Bengals, who they've got T. Higgins, who they just had to cap. They've got Jamar Chase, who has already said that in contract conversations, his goal in contract negotiations is to be the highest paid non-quarter. He thinks he should be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Well, that price just went up. Trey Hendricks, who's wants out or wants a contract, that price just went up. DE prices have just gone up, and I think that the Miles goes and gets their guy, and I really think this is going to have a domino effect on guys that were like, well, I had a number, and now my number just got higher because, in a desperation move, well, not even a desperation move because he had the Browns at all. But, Browns offer him this fucking god contract of $123 million, 40 a year, and guys are looking at that going, well, all right, my starting number just went up. And I love that because I love that the Bengals are a piece of shit organization. And they could have signed all these guys last year for like a half the money they're going to have to pay them now. And they've just kicked this can down the road. And it's like, you're about to lose everybody. Like, you're about to lose. Obviously, you'll have Jamar and T for the year, but what are you going to do? You can't tag T after this. So I guess they've decided. I do think they'll get T. Higgins paid. I think that's what I think Trey Hendricks is kind of a casualty of that. I think that I think they had to pick a route, right? I think they're not going to pay all these guys. I think they said we're going to have to lose Trey. We're going to have to get, because I think they're going to get T. Higgins signed. Now, are they going to go and make Jamar Chase the highest paid non-quarterback now at 40 plus a million a year? I don't know. Do you do that for a receiver like Jamar Chase?
Kind of hard to say no, but I don't know if I could say yes.
It's a big
that
number, dude.
that's the most wishy-washy answer, but it's kind of the answer, right? Do you really want to, you know, chew up that percentage of your cap on a receiver?
Yeah, no, it's they're in cap hell, and I love it. So I love that what this did, and like I said, I'm happy he's back. Happy Miles is back. Very very stoked that tournament. But we called this. Like, I'm not. A lot of people were super shocked about this. Adam Schefter came out today and said, out of all the moves I've announced, that was probably my biggest surprise. I don't like that he says today that he's not as sure as he was before that the Browns take a quarterback at 2, but I don't know. I think that's probably still in the cards, or if not a lock. Um, and we can get to that first. We can kind of go into the what Sports Beard said, playoff Beard said a minute ago. Let's get into Kenny Pickett. So obviously a lot went down today. But since we're talking about the Browns, we'll start with Kenny Pickett. So Kenny Pickett today traded for, let me pull it up here so I can get the numbers right. Ba 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 ba. And I don't hate this move. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. All right. So here we go. Browns trade DTR, which thank God, and a 2025 fifth round pick for former first round Steeler, small baby hands, Kenny Pickett. Okay. I think this move, obviously, they need a quarterback, right? They need a quarterback room. I think they're just rehauling the quarterback room. I think this has just as much to do with that as it does of them just being done with DTR. I think
Mm-hmm.
they've seen enough of DTR. I think they said a lot of people are now Browns fans. Again, take this with a grain of salt. These motherfuckers are just mad to be mad that they will. I mean, like I said, they were mad that Miles wanted to be a free agent and go to a different team. or a trade, and then they were mad when we re-signed him. So like they don't know what they're doing, but they're mad that we gave up the pick. Everybody thought that maybe DTR should have been, that should have been enough, and we gave up a little too much for Kenny Pickett. But I really I don't think so. I mean, Kenny Pickett, 15-10 as a starter, right? Former first round pick. He obviously has not had a great start. I mean, the Steelers are dysfunctional. When was the last, they don't know how to fucking breed a quarterback. I mean, the last time they did that was Roethlisberger, and they did nothing to like build Kenny Pickett to develop him anything. He goes to the Eagles, right? Spends a year in a quality fucking organization, wins a Super Bowl. Obviously we saw him play towards the end when Jalen was hurt. And we did see some funny Kenny Pickett things where he threw the ball and it went right into the ground or it stuck to his hand. So obviously we're going to see Kenny Pickett, little baby hands. But I don't even know if he's going to be, can I be honest with you? I don't even know if he's going to be QB2. I think they said today he's coming in to compete. But they also still expect them to go get sign a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins or something. So in my opinion, I don't know if he's going to be a quarterback too. I think that this is, again, I think this is a rehaul of the entire room. I think you got Jameis is gone, right? Deshaun's going to be out all year, which everybody who's screaming Deshaun cap hell, don't forget, we're going to get 40 some odd million. If he doesn't play a snap this year, we get like 40 some odd $1 million in insurance money from that. So that's coming because he's not playing this year. The Browns will shut him down for the rest of the year. He will not play. I think Kenny Pickett has now become DTR, to be completely honest with you. I think he's QB3. I think we're going to go out and get a Kirk Cousins or a Daniel Jones. Hopefully not Aaron Rodgers. I hear that Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers are really talking, so that's looking good, especially with what's his face, Justin Fields going to the Jets today, which we'll get into. Like that move for the Jets, I really do. But I think that the veteran quarterback will come in, and sure they'll all compete. But I think that if I had to guess, and if I was the Browns, and you never know because it's the Browns, they get to the draft. I think they still draft a guy at 2, and I think that now there are your 3 quarterbacks. I think you've got your rookie quarterback, you've got your veteran, and I think you've got Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is it's like a low risk, high reward move, in my opinion.
The perfect insurance policy. If you have Kirk Cousins, pretending it's Kirk Cousins, if Kirk Cousins gets hurt, and then now you have a capable backup that can show him the ropes. If you go into quarterback hell like you guys did last year and go 3 deep, you can still win games with Kenny Pickett. It's like, yeah, you basically got rid of your garbage quarterback and it cost you a 5th round pick.
Yeah. So I love this. I think a lot of people are like, oh, the 5th round pick, but like realistically, who the fuck are you going to get with a 5th round pick? Like, you've at least got, I know it's you could go find somebody in the 5th round, but in reality, this is a much more sure of an option for the backup quarterback. I mean, you got a guy that, like I said, he's 15-10 as a starting quarterback. So he's above 500 as a starting quarterback. He's got more touchdowns and interceptions in his career. And he just spent a year sitting behind Jalen Hurts and won a ring. So I think that this is a little bit better. I know that the jokes write themselves, right? Because he was a Steeler and the Browns fans just dogged him for years and loved, how, because when people forget that when the Steelers drafted Kenny Pickett, they were ready to parade in the streets. They were like, oh, this guy's about to be the shit. Him and Kenny Pickett's are going to be, or Pickens are going to be, George Pickens are going to be fucking generational. We're going to hear this for the next 10 years. And no. So
yeah, he played his football at the University of Pitt like it was just the dream for Pittsburgh people.
And it just shit down both legs. So I like this move. So I mean, I'm glad that you definitely think that, like, from a non-Browns fan outlook, you think, I mean, like I said, this is a pretty good move, I think.
Yeah, it's the perfect like, if you're bringing in a veteran quarterback, Kenny Pickett is just going to be a professional and do the right thing and wait for his spots. If they don't, Kenny Pickett can go out there he can either back up or you can throw him out there for the first 4 or 5 weeks. He's like Tyrod Taylor. You can throw him in there for 3 or 4 weeks and it's fine. Do you want Kenny Pickett starting all 17 games for you? No.
Yeah,
But
and
if you're, but if you need to bench your insert rookie quarterback, or he's hurt, he's perfectly fine if you guys are 6-6 in week 14.
so do you agree with if they do you think that they still sign a veteran and then draft a guy? And if they do you think both those guys are still ahead of Kenny Pickett on the depth chart?
Be
If you
more
don't
than
take a guy
like
at 2, right? If they take a guy at 2, say they I mean, if they trade down for somebody, maybe not, but if they take a guy at 2,
they pretty much, if they're not starting him, they have to have him ready for like week 6 when Kirk Cousins throws up on himself. If
right?
it's Kirk, yeah, I would. If you have insert veteran quarterback, I think you have to start insert veteran quarterback, but the leash is very short. And if you're 1-4 out of the gate, or 2 or 3, where you can basically go, well, let's just throw the kid out there, and if it goes bad and we're 5-13, well, we're 5-13. Oh well. Like, it took Atlanta till what, week 15 to start Penix, and they were in a playoff push when they
And they let Kirk Cousins crash and die before that happened. So, yeah, I agree. I like the move. So very good new big very good pickup for the Browns. I really like it. So now we'll kind of just go we'll go down here and we'll kind of so I've got this here too. I got Sports Track up earlier. I brought up ESPN because Sports Track was still catching up, which kind of pissed me off. Like they still Oh, okay, cool. So they've got Travarius Ward in here now, which because earlier when I got on here, they had still not
they got
updated this.
the Hay Kid was telling me about Sam Darnold.
Do you
I don't
see
know.
future where the Browns grab
Rogers?
Aaron
Ooh.
Rodgers? No,
I
no.
think that, I think Rogers
I think he's going to the Steelers, and if he doesn't go to the Steelers, I think he's going to the Giants.
he would be, if you're the Steelers. It's not bad. I don't like him, but yeah.
I don't like it either at all. All right, well, let's look through some moves here then. So let's go through some of these big ones. I don't know what ESPN's free agency tracker is literally cancer. Trying to get to a good starting spot. We can start with so let's just start Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold, obviously, Seahawks get their quarterback. They just got done trading. They just sent Geno Smith back to the Raiders. So a little reunion with old Petey Carroll up in Vegas. And they go out and get their guy. I thought I just saw him. Where the fuck is he on this list? Sam Darnold. Here we go. So Seattle, 3 years, 100 and a half million. He's averaging 33 and a half million, 55 million guaranteed. Um, this showing some real belief in Sam Darnold. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'd have kept Geno Smith for this goddamn price. To be honest with you,
Yep.
I just,
Do,
dude, I just don't trust him. I don't care how good he was last year. I just think it's 100 million.
do you remember when we were doing our picks, and every week I made here's a better question, Nick. What was more annoying, me hating on Bo Nix or me hating on Sam Darnold? Because that
Probably
was
Bo
happening.
Nix, because I at least believe in Bo Nix more than I do fucking.
Because it was the same week, and I'm just like, I kept getting it wrong, but I eventually, in the playoff at the end of the season, I got it right. But yeah, he kind of feels like. Do we remember when he was with the Jets and he was awful? And then he had maybe arguably one of the 2 or 3 best receivers in the world, and then looked like a god.
Yeah, dude, I just feel like when you have a guy like Sam Darnold, I feel like we've seen way more bad than we have good, and I just feel like at what point, is it he had a good year, but like at what point, like are we really confident that he's just turned the hump? I mean,
I
he
I got a
lo- you
question. I got a
no, go
question
ahead.
for you. Do you how much he's better than who I'm going to say, but how much better is he than Pickett? Like I think Sam Darnold is better than Pickett. I'm not naive, but I don't think he's that much better.
I mean, I'm with you. I don't. I look. I don't. I'm never giving this guy that money. And like I said, I think that I would have kept uh Gino. I think Gino can at least escape the pocket. I think Gino is a little more mobile than Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold, he's coming into a rough spot. No O line there, right? The O line in Seattle is dog shit. They've lost. He's basically got Jackson Smith and Jigba because uh they've just lost Tyler Lockett. They released Tyler Lockett. They just traded DK to the Steelers. So it's like he's got no receiving help now. I don't know. Did they go get who went and signed Christian Kirk? Was that
That
who
was
got Christian?
Houston.
Houston. So they didn't get. I just feel like, man, dude, like that is a. I don't know, like that. You're going to get. You're giving him a lot of money, and you're not giving him very many options as far as weapons or. Like it's going to be this. It's going to have to be the Sam Darnold show, and obviously JSN is going to take steps forward. Right? We
Mhm.
think that that happens, and JSN is a quality fucking um, receiver, but like what happens when they shut him down? It's like who they got rid of didn't they just get rid of no Evan Ingram? Who just got rid of Evan Ingram? Oh, the Jaguars got rid of Evan Ingram. So I just I don't know. I think this is a risky fucking move for them, to be
Like
honest.
they're better than the Cardinals, but this move doesn't make them better than the 49ers, and it doesn't make them better than the Rams. They're still the third best team in that division.
I agree. I definitely agree, and we can move on to the Rams. I think that the Devonte Adams trade or the Devonte Adams signing, like I think that now, well, the Rams, two things they have, before we get on here, what they have announced, what we thought was going to happen. I told front office yesterday that was going to happen. They cut Robert. They've pretty much said they're going to cut Cooper Kupp if they can't find a trade, which
Yeah,
I assume that's probably more than likely going to happen. But then they go out and they get Devonte Adams, right? And they're going to give him where the fuck is he on this list? This list is nice, but it's okay. Here we go. So 2 years, 44 million. He's getting 22 a year, I believe. 26, yeah, 26 of it was guaranteed. I like this move. I think that um, oh, okay, yeah, that's nice. Let me actually expand him. I think that now that Cooper Kupp's out of the way, I think that, and he's not going to follow Aaron Rodgers. I think this is a great spot for him. I think that you have Puka Nacua, who's obviously going to be the one, right? The Puka Nacua is going to be the guy, but the young guy, he's star being born in the last couple of years. But I just think that this is a guy I think Matt they brought back Matt Stafford, which a lot of people didn't think they were going to do, right? A lot of people thought they were going to move on from Stafford. They were waiting for the trade, and then all of a sudden, they keep him with the extension. I think he's going to be able to get Devontae Adams the ball. He's got the arm for that. I think he's in better shape than Aaron Rodgers is right now, and I think that with the defense, who you can't just go and double team Devontae Adams because you've got Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee, and you've got other guys in that locker room that can play. I think this is going to be a good spot, a good end spot for Devontae Adams.
yes, totally agree. And it's just gonna put. Does it put him ahead of the 49ers? The
I don't
the
know.
the Hay kid told me something. I was waiting to pull this up. I wish he was here, but the Hay kid went and showed me what the 49ers schedule is this year. Holy shit, is it easy? It is not hard.
Well, and you got to think too. Well, they're losing defense though, so they lose
Yes.
Hufanga today. Uh, Talanoa Hufanga goes to Denver. Denver is stacking the fuck up. By the way, they got Dre Greenlaw before we got on here too. So Dre Greenlaw, who is also coming from San Francisco, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, that sounds right.
Dre Greenlaw. So Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga both go to Denver. So they lose them. Charvarius Ward left for, I believe, the Colts earlier. I want to say Charvarius Ward got picked up by the Colts earlier. So that defense is taking some hits, and you got to think that where the fuck is Javarius Ward? Why is he so fucking hard to find on this thing? Um, they lose Debo. Debo's now in Washington, and then you've got Ayuk, who he is coming off of the ACL tear. So it's kind of they're in a situation, dude. I mean, they lost Elijah Mitchell today. I think Elijah Mitchell goes to the Chiefs, I believe. He signed with the Chiefs. So like they're looking at like who? George Kittle, who's getting old. Yeah, they're gonna have to give money to Brock, right? So you got Brock. CMC is always going to be up in the air. Who knows if CMC can stay healthy? Like I don't know if I don't have a lot of faith in them. So I would say the Rams. Yeah, I would put the Rams above them. I think so.
So right now, you put money on the Rams to win the
I would
division.
put the Ram to win that division.
It's a tricky division. That's why.
Maybe. I mean, who did Arizona get anybody today? Let's
Is
see.
Arizona any good?
No, I don't know. They
it's
did get. I
it's a
thought they got
complicated.
somebody big today. Who the fuck
It's
did Arizona get today?
it's a complicated division. It's a whole bunch of like teams.
Yeah, I mean he can try.
Arizona can try.
He can try to be fucking Debo. Josh Sweat. That's who they got. So they got
Oh,
Eagles.
okay.
Josh Sweat today. Really good move, honestly. Kind of sucked to see. What you knew with the Eagles, you knew somebody was, they were going to lose some people. They lose. Who the fuck else they lose today? Milton. Oh fuck! I just lost. I exit out of the wrong thing. Arizona got Josh Sweat.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think that that's a nice pickup for them. I don't know if that. I don't know what that does for them as far as like overall winning on the year. But yeah, I think that that's a nice pick. The Eagles lost Milton Williams today too, so the defense is going to look a little different. But they're so stacked. They got Bond, they got obviously they got Jalen Carter, N'Kobe Dean. They got the boys over there. So I do think that the Eagles were expecting to lose some guys. Josh Sweat being one of them, and Josh Sweat got a nice deal, dude. Josh Sweat, 4 years, $76 million, 19 million a year guaranteed, 41 of that guaranteed. So that's a big number that the Eagles just weren't going to be able to pay that. So yeah, that's a big pickup for them. But yeah, I would say in the NFC or the NFC, whether it be the NFC West, I would say, give me the Rams for sure.
Fair enough. I can get behind that.
Who are some other big ones today? So like I said, Javarius Ward. So like I said, that San Francisco's losing Javarius Ward. He goes to Indy. 60 million, 20 years, 35 of that guaranteed. Javarius Ward's getting old, boy. I don't know. He's about to be 30, but still a big pick for Indy. Especially they can put him with Kenny Moore, then Zaire Franklin. Like, that defense has names. They just have to remember. They got called out last year by McAfee. So they got to play, but they've got the right guy. They go but they lose Hufanga. He goes to Denver. Let's talk about Denver. So Denver, man, they stock the fuck up today, right? They get Talanoa Hufanga, and then they go and get Dre Greenlaw. They do lose Javonte Williams, which I did not even know that Javonte Williams was a free agent. He goes to Dallas, which I want to say, I did have this for you really quick before we go into speaking of Dallas. The last time the Cowboys signed a free agent over $6 million a year was 2015.
Oh, Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy.
You living your dream in the MMA career.
So the Cowboys have not signed a free agent over $6 million a year since Greg Hardy. The salary cap has increased by $135 million since then.
That's outstanding.
Just pathetic, dude.
It serves Cowboys right. The Cowboys are on the level of the Yankees for hatred.
Look, I like Denver. I think Denver, look, they, Bo Nix, his boy Bo Nix. I think Cooper Kupp. I've been saying it since the beginning. I think that's where Cooper Kupp should go. Javonte to Dallas sounds like a Dallas. I like Javonte though. Like I really think the injury kind of fucked him, but I think he's a shifty guy. I think he's a nice ball catcher. He's 24 years old. I think that him and Rico Dowdle. I mean, at least they didn't go sign somebody like Zeke, right? Again, who's 100 fucking years old. Something's happening in Robert Matt. What's the team?
Robert Morrison. No, actually, I'm reading on the bottom. Sorry, we're going to go to hockey for 2 seconds. Aaron Ekblad just got suspended 20
Dude,
games for the
yeah.
Panthers. Just
Fucking
got suspended
PhD
20.
PEDs or
Yeah, for
something.
yeah, said PEDs suspended for 20 games.
Yeah, Aaron Ekblad, dude. Fucking what a terrible spot for Aaron. Let me pull that up real quick. Huge right turn, but
A huge right
I
turn.
meant to bring that up before we got into this. I thank you
Uh,
for doing that
so,
because
by the way, Oakland's up by 1 with 47 seconds left. So that's why I'm learning, leaning over the TV
how do you
here.
spell
So
Aaron? It's Ekblad, right? EK.
Ekblad. It's a second. Aaron Ekblad. EKBLAD.
EK.
BLAD. Oh, better click on it, make sure it's the right dude.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the statement for that. He says, as the NHL announced, I've been suspended for violating the NHLPA performance enhancing substance program. The news that I failed a random drug test was a shock. Ultimately, I made a mistake by taking something to help me recover from recent injury without checking the medic. So basically, this is he's going to go that I didn't know I was even taking this route. I didn't even, for that, I am truly sorry. I've accepted responsibility for a mistake and will be fully prepared to return to my team. I have learned a hard lesson. So 20 games. Basically just going to take him out through the rest of the regular season. Will that dip into the playoffs a little bit? Maybe a bit, but I would say there's about 20-ish games left, right? Maybe a little. No,
I'm just pulling up the NHL standings right now to see how many games the Panthers have
because I
played.
know it was like Ovechkin had he needs 9 goals or something, and he has 18 games or 15
the
games.
Panthers have played 64 games, so that means that they would have 74, 84. Yeah. So they have 18. So we would have to miss the first 2 games of the first round of the playoffs.
Which, again, you might as well just put them on long-term IR for a fucking couple weeks because that's basically what this is. They'll be fine, I think. A big piece, but
yeah, as long as they're 4 points up on the Leafs and 5 points up on the Panthers for the division, but both have a game in hand. But yeah, if they drop to the 2 or 3 hole and have to play the Leafs or Panthers, they're going to be favored with that. Holy shit, they might be the worst gritty line of all time with Bennett, Marchand, and Kachuk.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus.
If you could pick the most pestered, complete douche canoe asshole god fuck line to make people's lives miserable, just think, hey Leafs, Austin Matthews, you get to see them for 7 games. Have fun. So that's not a line you want to play against, but that's what they possibly could roll out there, which is scary.
Yeah, I still can't believe he's the rat plays in Florida. What a crazy move! But
for next to nothing,
for almost nothing, dude. Super wild, but as a championship move, I really do. I love that move for Florida, and yeah, Aaron Ekblad. Obviously, that's going to be a big move. I mean, 20 games is a big loss, but it's not the end of the year. He'll be back for the playoffs. They will be fine for the first 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it might be better for them in the long run than it's going the other way, fuckers. God damn it.
All right, let's get back to football. So yeah, so the Broncos, man, I really like them. I think he said that his coworker keeps talking about the Night Riders. Coworker will not stop talking about Denver. Yeah, I like them. I think they were good last year. I think Bo Nix caught fire at the end of the year. I do think they need a receiver. It was kind of weird that I was watching one of the free agency tracker shows earlier, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't think Denver's going to add a big receiver. I think they're content with what they have." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know." I'm like, I guess that obviously, Bo Nix and what's his name have some Cortland Sutton have some, they built chemistry this year, but I just, Troy Franklin, he had that long touchdown. He's a burner, but he had a slow start. And then they've got Mims. I do think Marvin Mims will be nice. I do like him, but I think Cooper Kupp to the Denver Broncos just makes so much sense. But their defense just got nastier. I mean, Talanoa Hufanga, safety for the 49ers, kind of had a down year compared to the year before. I think he was even hurt last year. But big get for them. And then, like I said, then Dre Greenlaw. I mean, you go and they get him. So 3 years, 45 million, 20 million guaranteed. You know, that's not bad for a safety. And then, yeah, and then they've got Dre Greenlaw, who is 27 years old. The guy's like in the middle of his prime. Um, Leaving the Niners. The Niners are going to look really different next year, boys. I really think that like I'm fading them so hard. Like Ricky Pearsall, I've got him. I traded for him last year in fantasy and dynasty just because he was a throw in. I needed him, but and I hope he does well. But to hope that he's going to step in and be um, Miners release use check, Niners release use check. Oh, did they really? Wow.
We're breaking all kinds of shit tonight.
Nine-time Pro Bowler Kyle Juszczyk gone. Dude, they are Ohio State Jeremiah Smith be a great pickup. Watch from it. Yeah, I like Marvin Mims. I've got Mims. Super excited about that kid. I like him. I think he's going to be nice. Really, him and Bo Nix really showed a lot of chemistry towards the end of the year. I mean, they could survive with the guys they have for sure. And Troy Franklin's a burner. I do think that he'll get better. You know, this year he caught that long touchdown at the end of the year last year. You know, he's starting to come on a little bit, especially playing with Bo Nix in college. So you know, I think there's that chemistry there. But yeah, I think I really like what they're doing. And yeah, the Niners, man, this is
Kind of ripping it down to the studs, kind of ish. It's like they're keeping the core, but they're ripping everything else.
yeah, that's fucking wild. Kyle, you said so. What are they gonna? I think you said I don't even know who. What are they gonna do? I mean, they've got so Debo's gone. Ayuk's gonna be out for a while, right? I mean, I don't know if he'll be ready for the beginning of the year. I don't know how that works. He had the torn ACL last year, and a lot of people say they're gonna trade him. There's a lot of talk that there was talks today that the Browns were talking about Newsom and a second day pick for Ayuk because you remember Ayuk was that they were one of the final teams in the trade. Apparently, San Francisco's having some buyer's remorse. They just spent all that money on him. You know, he gets hurt. He didn't really live up to the contract. He's kind of a dick. You know, nobody wants to put up with him. So, you know, I think that they're having some buyer's remorse there. And I do think that if Brandon Ayuk leaves in this offseason, do not be surprised, especially if they're making moves like this, because it seems like to me that they're kind of like you said, tearing it down a little bit. Like they're getting old. It's time to how many years are we going to go to the playoffs and not win anything, right? So interesting move, dude. Very interesting move.
Totally agree, sir.
Who's somebody? Let me tell you who else. This hasn't been official yet, but there's a move that they're talking about right now that I do think is a interesting move. They're saying that they say the Browns are not done at quarterback. Poor Charles Robinson. They're going to throw several moves at it before it's all over. Okay, so we'll see. But I do. So Steelers, right, making a lot of moves. Steelers go get DK Metcalf, which I do think is a good move for them. They re-sign him. I don't know what they're playing. They have no quarterbacks. I mean, I guess if they go get Aaron Rodgers, maybe I guess. But Russell Wilson's still out there. Russell Wilson hasn't re-signed anywhere. Aaron Rodgers hasn't signed anywhere. Justin Fields goes to the Jets, which I think is a great move for the Jets. Jets are a young team, and I hope that they give Justin Fields some time. Like he's young. Brees Hall's young, Garrett Wilson's young. That whole fucking team is still so young, and I just think that like they need some time.
Yeah, they can quietly go 5-12 and lose most of those games.
Yeah, I really what?
And Robert Morrison just got fouled. The free throw to tie the game with 16 seconds left.
Let's go. All right, so yeah, so the Steelers obviously making moves, but there's talk about Najee Harris. So Najee Harris is already saying his goodbyes, apparently, is what Justina was saying yesterday. And apparently he is basically on track to be a Los Angeles Charger. And I think that is a great move for the Chargers. They released Gus Edwards yesterday. They've got J.K. Dobbins still, but a Dobbins, Najee Harris, I think Najee is one of those guys that he's got juice left. He was kind of had some down. He kind of picked it back up again last year, but 2 years ago is kind of a down year. I think that that's a guy that just a change of scenery and some warm weather could do Najee Harris good. I really do.
And throwing the ball to Justin Herbert, throwing him the ball is all good. I fucking love when he has an open drive to the basket and the coach calls a timeout with 3 seconds left. That's good. Still tied.
Still tied. All right. So we're obviously Daryl is on, or Dale. I said Daryl. Dale, because I'm looking at the word Daryl. Dale is on pins and needles right now, sitting on the tip of his cock.
Sweating March basketball is the best thing in the world.
Is there any other moves that really stood out to you? Okay, so I didn't see Jeremy Chin goes to Vegas. I didn't see that. That's nice. Jeremy Chin to Vegas is nice. I think I like what Vegas is doing. I did see that Robert Spillane left Vegas today. He goes to New England. New England could be scary next year. New England got them Morgan Moses. They went out and got a few other moves today. I know they went out and made so Robert Spillane, Harold Landry, that was the one. So he gets back. He
Okay.
reunites with um, the coach, the goddamn coach, the coach that was just a Brown. Fucking Christ. Oh my God.
You're
Oh,
big. You're making me freeze with you.
Mike Vrabel, Jesus
Oh,
Christ. So Mike Vrabel's the coach there, so reunites with him, days in Tennessee. So Harold Landry, kind of, I don't know if it was a big surprise that Tennessee let go of him, but I like what they did today. And Chicago, I think Chicago is another big winner today. I think Chicago is making the right moves. They go out and get Dio Adeyingbo today from the Indy. I don't know if I said that right, but he's a beast. They go out and get Drew Dahlman, right, to build up the line. Drew Dahlman coming from Atlanta, 42 million, 14 a year, 28 guaranteed. That's a good. I didn't realize that Josh Palmer. Wow, he left the Chargers today. He's in Buffalo. They lost shoeless wonder Mac Hollins today. Mac Hollins is a Patriot, I believe.
nice. It's the first day of NFL free agency is pretty outstanding. It is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty
The
sick.
first day of all free agency is well, the MLB isn't quite that exciting, but like the first day of NHL free agency that they put on Canada Day, so Canadians can like celebrate Canada's birthday and look at their phones all day, seeing how much money gets spent.
Yeah, I think Splain's nice, dude. Splain's a tackle he just is a tackle monster. Yeah, Josh Palmer to the Bills. That's one less guy for Chargers have got to do something. I mean, Chargers were pretty heavily. I remember when the DK thing started. They went after DK last year. A lot of people thought he might end up there, and then he ends up in Pittsburgh, obviously. But the Chargers need to do something. I mean, obviously they got McConkey, but no Mike Williams anymore. That was last year, but no Josh Palmer, who I'm not a huge Josh Palmer guy, but he was a body, he could catch passes. So kind of interesting to see what they're going to do. Bills, I think the Bills, I'm interested to see what they're going to do. They lose Matt Collins to go get Josh Palmer, but I think, they're going to lose Amari Cooper probably, and who was washed. But I think Josh Allen needs a big receiver. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if he can repeat what he did last year with a bunch of nobody, especially with, I do like Khalil Shakur, but
Like
Khalil Shakir and
everybody thought Cooper Kupp going to the Bills was a good one too, good move too. But
yeah, Hassan Reddick. So we were talking about Hassan a minute ago. So we were kind of tying him to the Myles Garrett thing. A lot of motherfuckers are like, oh, Myles Garrett, 29 years old, boy, he'll just sit out. He just won't play, man. He's the best DE. Blah, blah. The other guys just do that. No, the fuck they don't. It doesn't work. Insert Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick, if he just would have shut the fuck up, he'd have a title. He would have won a Super Bowl this year, but he didn't do that. He runs his goddamn mouth. He gets traded to the Jets, who I have been preaching this since the end of the year. Everybody's like, oh, well, the Browns are such a dumpster fire. Fuck you. The Jets are a dumpster fire. You want to talk about who's been worse in the last 20 years? The goddamn Jets. We don't have a winless season, but they're dog shit. Who goes out and gets, they trade for Hassan Reddick, a disgruntled defensive player. And what did they not do? They were like, oh, let's go trade for him and not lock up a contract extension before we get him, right? Let's just go get. Let's just assume Hassan Reddick's going to leave the fucking powerhouse Eagles and come play for the New York Jets on the same contract. You're fucking idiots. So he gets there, and of course, he goes, I'm not fucking doing that. And they're like, well, we're not going to sign you to a new deal. He's like, well, then fuck you. So what's he do? He sits that all year long. He finally comes back like with 10 minutes left in the season, right? He's like, oh, I'm back in the building. Hassan Reddick. Today he signs what'd he sign? 1 year, $14 million deal. So 12 million guaranteed. So basically 12 million. He's got 1 year, 12 million. You want to talk about oops? It's Hassan Reddick. You fucked up. Really,
Yeah,
really a lot of Melvin Gordon type shit here.
absolutely. By the way, the game's in overtime now, so
Love it. Fucking love it.
I'm I know you did. Did you know Robert Morrison had, existed until today?
No.
Okay, no, that's you learned something. Oh, that's a deep three to start overtime.
And we
Yay!
need them to win by what, 3.5?
Yeah, we need to win by 4.
All right. So we're right. I keep saying Robert Madison. Robert Morrison?
Robert Morrison, Bobby
All right.
Moe. Just call him Bobby Moe.
All right. And sports playoff, we are going to bring you on here. We're just kind of waiting until the end because I want front office to get in here and be able to talk some of this, and then we'll bring you on to close out the show. He's actually
On front office
booting
time.
up his thing right now. So we are still bringing you on, just going
Oh
to be
my
at the end,
god!
just so we can end with some shit like that.
Should I
What
get
we
ready
do?
for my ears to fall apart?
I don't know. He needs to. I told him to quit unplugging his fucking mic like an idiot. We'll see if he did it. All right. So Diami Brown's another one. I was just talking about. We were talking about Debo and Scary Terry and what Washington was doing, and I think Diami Brown was a nice young player for them. He had definitely built some relationship with Jaden Daniels. They had some chemistry there at the end of the year. Him going to Jacksonville on a 1-year deal, it's a nice pickup. I think that I do think that you lose Christian Kirk, you go way cheaper here, right? You get a younger guy, 1 year, 10 million, fully guaranteed, kind of a prove it deal. But 25 years old, he's got some speed. I think that Washington made a really good pick. Obviously Washington just keeps making moves. I think they're going to be dangerous. I did see that yesterday the odds came out. The Eagles are still favored to repeat in the division. But I like this pickup for them. I think that's a pretty good pickup. Josh Dobbs. So he goes from San Francisco to New England. He'll be the backup. I just saw a second ago when I picked up my phone, Joe Milton. If everybody remembers the guy that it's Joe Milton is his name, right? The backup there.
Yep.
A lot of people interested in him. Remember, he came in last year at the end of the year. He threw like the fastest ball ever recorded. The guy's got a fucking piss missile of an arm, performed pretty well. Everybody goes, well, what the fuck? I think Browns fans were like, oh, why didn't we just go get him? I'm sure they know the rest of the NFL wants him, and I'm sure their asking price isn't super. It's probably not super team friendly. I would assume they want some. The update I got just was Patriots have had discussions on trading Joe Milton and would like to trade him to the right situation to continue his development. So now they're even picking and choosing where they want him. But it looks like Josh Dobbs is brought in to replace him. So I assume that means that Milton is probably on his way out. That was a big move, or not a big move, but a notable move. Zach Wilson. There we go. Zach Wilson goes from Denver to Miami. Looks like Tua has a new backup in Miami. Zach Wilson.
That's a good move for Miami because they need to have that insurance policy.
I like it.
That's a really nice move.
1 year, $6 million fully guaranteed. 1 year, $6 million, not bad. The guy is, what is Zach Wilson? He's 25 years old. Sat behind, he sat behind Bo Nix all last year. So yeah, I like the move. I saw that Frank the Tank, the guy from Barstool, who's a big Miami fan, he hated it. Right? He was like, "Fuck that." Blah blah. I'm like, bro, I think you're crazy. That's a cheap, good move. Tua's going to miss some games. Zach Wilson can come in there and play some ball.
That's a great move.
Elijah Mitchell, like I said, he leaves San Francisco, goes to Kansas City. So you got to assume that Kareem Hunt's probably not coming back. That'll probably be the who is their main guy?
Guy
that runs
Rice.
like a crackhead. Why I'm so,
not Kareem
I don't
Hunt.
know why I'm having such the craziest mind shit today.
Yeah, the guy that we bet the under on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the guy.
Jesus Christ.
Isaiah Pacheco. Jesus
Thank you.
Christ. My God. It's like these people are
Where?
like, these guys have never watched sports in their lives. They also lost some RGP lines. So some RGP Ryan leaves, goes back to the Cincinnati Bengals on a 2-year deal. So the Chiefs have basically got Chargers signed Najee. Let's fucking go. I think that's a great pick. I really, really like that. I think that Najee just needs a Field Yates just released a new mock draft 5 minutes ago. He's got the Browns taking Travis Brown or Travis Hunter. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Saints just re-signed Chase Young, 3 years, $51 million. Are worth up to $57 million. So we've got Chase Young going back to the Saints. That's a good that's a good move. I think Chase Young kind of fallen off, obviously a lot of injuries. Let's see, Najee Harris, I believe you said just got signed.
Yep. Yeah, you were saying yep.
Here we go. 1-year deal. I like this, dude. I think it's a really good pickup. I think him and, J.K. Dobbins had a nice, comeback last year, looked really good. It was definitely a nice. I would almost assume this is going to have to be a 1A 1B because I don't know if Najee's that much. I think J.K. Dobbins healthy might be better than Najee Harris, to be honest. But I think this is a great, great move. 1 year, you've got, Harbaugh's building something there. I think Najee Harris, his time in Pittsburgh was over, and I just think the change senior can do this guy really well. And it's a low risk contract, 1 year. We don't have the numbers yet.
But that's a really sneaky move for the Chargers. And you can just roll with the hot hand, right?
All right, so it's 1 year worth up to $9.25 million. So I mean that's not bad for Najee Harris, a guy who's gone 1,000 yards I think every year in his career, but maybe one, right? I mean Najee's a good pickup there. I like that pickup a lot. You say, but that's Diggs after the ACL. You talking about the ACL move or what? Him not being the same? Yeah. What do you think about? Well, actually, I forgot. I haven't got your thoughts on the biggest move of the day. Houston, Braxton Berrios, baby. Let's fucking go. You're
Go
set.
Houston. We are set. We
29 and a half years old, dude. You guys got Braxton Berrios, $2 million fully guaranteed.
Houston, get your Texan AFC Championship tickets
Well,
ready.
who the fuck did you just trade before we got on here?
That I don't know. I've been out. I did a 4.5 hour trip home today, and yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Laremy Tunzel. You guys traded him to the Commanders.
That sounds about right.
So even more moves for the
sexiest
Commanders.
team. The sexiest team in the AFC South.
So you guys get 4 picks. You get a 3rd and 7th rounders in 2025, a 2nd and 4th rounder next year.
That's all right.
And you guys get a 4th round pick. You guys are giving them a 4th round pick in the deal.
Right.
Yeah, Remy Tunzel. I mean, he's kind of getting old, right? But didn't they? I swear they.
You can easily pick up an offensive lineman somewhere in there to deal with that problem. I feel like I have to sneeze.
What else happened today? Darius Slay goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That happened today. I'm not really too worried about that. But that's back end help for Slay. He wanted to end his career as an Eagle, but Darius Slay was kind of slowing down. And to be honest with you, he kind of got. He went on a podcast like right after the season and like last week and did all this shit talking. Basically, he's like, yeah, Jalen Hurts. He's like, he's a great quarterback, but I don't put him in the same league as Lamar and Patrick and Josh Allen. He goes, those guys are all in a league of their own. You're talking about the guy that just won a Super Bowl, that just beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, belt to ass, Jalen Hurts, that guy? You mean the guy that's now outplayed him in 2 Super Bowls? That guy?
That guy.
Front office, you here? I didn't even see he was here. I just saw 4 people here. You don't hear him, though. So eventually you're just going to hear a voice come through.
Fuck you, bitch. I swear, I was like, yeah, I'm here. And then I was saying, ooh. That was a mistake.
You're back. What was the? Oh yeah. So what do you think of?
All right.
So you can just weigh in on. Welcome to front office, everybody.
Hi, front office.
Hey, Dale, what's up?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Not too bad, my man.
Have
We're
you been to
making it.
Corpus? Have you been to Corpus Christi, Texas?
No, not been to Corpus Christi.
One of the guys that works one of the skate laborious guys. He works part time. He built so he works for he works for a concrete company called Always Hard, which is a great concrete. Ha ha. No, it's not good. RMU lost.
No, they just blocked a three for Oakland. Just blocked it. They blocked a three with 1.3 seconds left, which means that they're not going to have time to like foul and win by 4. So now I have to do the worst thing and hope for them to hit a three to send the game to double overtime.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I hate betting sports some days.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
All right, continue.
All right, so yeah, so Darius Slay, not really upset that he's gone. I think that and then he also said something about I think I don't know, he just said a lot of shit. Just a mouthy guy. So he's getting old. Glad that he's gone, but he is in Pittsburgh. So now the Browns will have to see Darius Slay twice a year, which I'm not really too worried about. I do think that him and Joey Porter could be a nice little duo back there. Joey Porter's a beast. But we were just talking about, so obviously I'll let you talk about the moves you thought were big. We've kind of gone through quite a bit of moves so far. We do have Playoff Beard. He wants to end the show. He wants to come on here and talk a few things. So we're going to bring him on in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But we were just talking about Najee to the Chargers, and I love that move. Najee, 1 year, $9.5 million, up to $9.5 million. The new running back, I guess they're going to pair him with J.K. Dobbins. I just think that's such a great move.
Yeah, I look. Najee's one of those guys that I think is having had a sneaky good year last year. I think people thought that he was very inefficient and not
Dude, I was just saying that. I'm like, 2 years ago he wasn't great. And I think people just run it. But if you look last year, he definitely had a resurgence last year.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. He had a good year, both fantasy wise and just real life football. I think that's a pretty damn good deal. I mean, I'm surprised that the Steelers didn't bring him back. I didn't think Jaylen Warren was nearly as effective last year in that offense. Obviously, if they really get Aaron Rodgers, they're going to try to have a guy come out of the backfield a little bit more, and that's probably not Najee's MO. So that probably has something to do with it. But for the Chargers, great change of pace back. You really have a two-headed monster there now with God. What's that dude's name? I can't think of it now. The other Chargers running back.
Oh, J.K. Dobbins, because they just released Gus Edwards yesterday. So Gus Edwards is no
Gus
longer
didn't
there.
do shit last year. That's right. J.K. That's who I was thinking. Who also from
nice
the
duo,
same
dude.
Yeah, it's nice.
J.K. and
they
Najee,
ran the ball last year. And they
two
ran the
guys
ball
and we all know Justin Herbert loves to check the ball down. I mean, those are two guys that, especially JK.
Yeah. JK for sure. I don't know. Like, I think Najee's probably going to come in and be that third down. Well, I don't know. You feel like Najee's probably the first, second down runner. Maybe he's just a spell. I don't know. He didn't catch too many passes, I didn't think, last year out of the backfield, but you have JK who can do it like very well. And then Najee's a great like goal line, get me 2 or 3, but consistently type of guy. I thought there's been a lot of moves today that I kind of shook my head at. This is not one of them. This was a good decision, I think.
What's the move that you shook your head the most at, just out of curiosity's sake?
Well, I guess it didn't happen today. I think the more I think about Devontae Adams to the Rams, I think the less that actually makes sense. But I mean, I think it's going to work. I just think that like I just don't know why you went and got a 32, 34, 32. I don't remember how old he is. Receiver and are letting your Triple Crown winner walk. I know, and I made the argument with Nick last night. Like Puka and Cooper didn't make a lot of sense as a wide receiver core, and they played a lot of the same positions, ran a lot of the same routes, or at least excelled at the same kind of routes. But I don't know. I don't know. I would
Yeah,
like them to
I
get a
think
little
Cooper
younger.
Kupp is a little too injury prone. I think he's probably going to cost more than Devontae Adams when it all
You
is said and
think?
done. I think so. Yeah. I
Oh
mean,
wow.
I think that I think Cooper Cup's going to get a nice payday. I really do. I think somebody's going to pay him, and yeah, I just think it makes so much. I just think Puka's going to be the guy. I just think you can't double Devonte Adams. I mean, Devonte Adams has been on a team that last year, obviously when he went to the Jets, that was just wasn't working because they didn't move the ball at all. So I don't think that him being not super effective there. I don't think it is too much of an indictment on what type of player he is. I just think that he needs to get away from Aaron Rodgers. I think Stafford, in my opinion, I think I would take Stafford at this point of the career over Aaron. I think Stafford, everybody was like, oh, his arm's dead. And then he came back last year and was like, well, no, the fuck it's not. And I think that, I think that he's going to be able to get the ball to Devontae Adams. You're not going to be able to double cover him because what you can do, leave Puka Nakua wide open. You got Tyler Higbee there. You've got who obviously Tyler Higbee's not a big name, but he's a great, top 10, probably catcher at the tight end position. I think that, and then you've got Kyron Williams. I just think there's so many names on that team that I think that Devontae Adams is going to find ways to get open. And if there's anything that the Rams have done with older guys coming in, it's get them the ball. I mean, Odell Beckham, everybody thought he was done for. And then he comes in and, without fucking, he blew his ACL out in that Super Bowl or whatever. Right. But, it's like, he was a pretty damn good piece there for the last portion of the year, especially in the playoffs. They found ways to get him open, and I just think Devontae Adams is going to be. I don't know if he's going to be the Devontae Adams of before. I still think Puga's the number one. I think Puga's going to be the guy, but I think you're going to have those every so many weeks. I think you're going to have those big Devontae Adams games. I think they're going to come. Now, are they going to come weekly? No, but I think that I could see once a month, every 2-3 weeks, you have a pretty big Devontae game because that was just the play the playbook that week, or what the defense gave them. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I think the Rams. We were talking about earlier. We do think the Rams are the best team in that division. I think that the Niners have just depleted themselves today. They have gotten rid of Charvarius Ward. He's gone. They've got rid of Hufunga. He's gone. They just got rid of what's his name? They just got rid of Kyle Juszczyk. They just got rid of him. They get rid of Debo. They just released Kyle Juszczyk 10 minutes ago. They trade Debo to the Commanders. They've got Ayuk, who's coming off the ACL injury. If he's even going to be ready for the year, a lot of people think he's going to get traded in this offseason. Dre Greenlaw, they just lost Dre Greenlaw. He goes to Denver. I think San Francisco, Jalen Moore, he's gone. I think San Francisco's in for a rude fucking awakening. And I obviously think the Rams are better than Arizona and I think Seattle. So what do you think about Seattle and Sam Darnold? I think I'd have kept Geno. That's what we were saying.
I think it's at best a lateral move. I don't think they got any better. I don't think they went from Geno to Sam Darnold and got better. I think they're going to get a lot of the same. Did you guys compare the deal that they got? Because I think that would be an interesting comparison. I will say that Sam is younger. So if you believe in that trajectory, I know he had a rough start to his career, but he had a nice year last year with Minnesota. I could be convinced. You got, like I said, you got a guy that's younger. If you got him a little bit cheaper than Geno, then maybe you bought yourself a couple more years of competitive football without having to really reinvent the wheel and totally bring in a rookie and see how that goes. I probably wouldn't have made the move myself. So what is that? Let's see. That's 31.
Right, so here's Geno. So Geno, 31. So Geno got 3 years, 75 million. So about 25 million a year exactly. Guaranteed 27 million. So 40 million of that's guaranteed.
And what was it to Sam?
Sam Darnold was,
I think his was 100.
Yeah, 3 years, 100 million, 100.5 million. So 33.5 a year, 55 guaranteed. So about
7-8 million more per year, but you get 7 years younger on the quarterback. That's a fair trade to me. I see why they made this move. I don't think it's gonna make them any more competitive, but and more importantly, I don't think it's gonna make them that much less competitive.
I just feel like he's just the only reason I just think Geno has got more escape. I just think he's more mobility. He's got a little more mobility. I do think Sam Darnold's probably, at his high last year is probably better than Geno, but I just think, I just feel like if we've seen Geno Smith be Geno Smith for like the last however many years, we've seen Sam Darnold be good for like one. So it's just like, it's one of those
Oh
things where
yeah.
it's like, man, obviously if Sam Darnold can play the way he did last year, it's probably, obviously it's worth the money. But I'm worried about their offensive line. They have no offensive line. They just traded DK. They just released Tyler Lockett. So they basically got Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's nice, and he's going to take a step. I think he's a great receiver, but I just think that like he is kind of leaving a situation. I mean, he's leaving a situation where he had Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Aaron Jones, and he's going to, and never played outdoors on the road unless he was on the road, and going into a place where he's going to be playing outdoors in Seattle. And no receivers really, no offensive line. I just think that he's really gonna have to play like, it's going to have to be on Sam Darnold, basically. Like, it's not a lot of help this year.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I mean, it's going to be an interesting have to see if it actually works out for them in this decision. Is it going to? I don't know. I'm not sure anybody knows. It sounds like we can agree though that this was at the very, more than likely a lateral move. I don't think they got better. I don't think they got a ton worse. Maybe they do get worse, but I don't think it's going to be this insane drop off from Geno to Sam Darnold. I spent all last year saying Sam Darnold was a bust and he's going to fail miserably. I see Dale shaking his head. I know we agreed on that. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It was
I agree.
puzzling.
It's definitely going to be, it's going to be interesting. I mean, this is like a big, this would be one of the bigger storylines going into the year of like, what did they make the move? Right. I think a lot of people will be watching those two guys and comparing them all year. I do. So do you, do you think who do you think wins the NFC West then? Do you think, I mean, you take into account everybody that San Francisco's lost, you got Seattle, who obviously they lost most of their offense, but then adds Sam Darnold. Rams go get Devontae, lose Cooper Kupp. I think you saw earlier they are going to cut him if
Oh
they don't
yeah,
trade him.
I think
They've
you sent me
announced
that.
that for sure earlier. So, in Arizona is Arizona. I don't know about how, they go out and get Josh Sweat, which is a great pickup for the defense, right? Great pickup, Josh Sweat. But does that move them in the NFC West? I don't know.
That's another one that we're just going to have to wait and see.
Who wins? Give me a winner right now, NFC West. Just spitball who you think, just roughly off the top of your head, who you think's got that division.
I'm changing my opinion. I'm saying 49ers.
Why? I don't know off the top of my head.
I think the Rams are probably better, but I think the 49ers will find a way. I know my son Tayden was telling me that they have the easiest schedule. It's like their hardest non-division game might be Houston.
Yeah, well, Houston could be legit. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, but if Houston might be your toughest, like I want to pull up their schedule. Just talk for 2 seconds. I want to see how.
I'm going to be interested to see what he does when. I mean, you got to think to start the year, he's going to have Ricky Pearsall and George Kittle. Like that's who Brock Purdy's going to have. They just lost Elijah Mitchell. Obviously CMC is going to be the guy, but will he be there? Is he going to be healthy all year? Obviously, probably not. They lost Elijah Mitchell. He goes to the Chiefs earlier, so that probably means Kareem Hunt is probably gone. Some RJP Ryan left the Chiefs earlier. He's back in Cincinnati. So some RJP Ryan is back in Cincinnati.
I assume that you think it's going to be the Rams, right?
Yeah, all right, that's what I was saying earlier. I'd say okay. I definitely think the Rams are going to win that division.
I don't know. I think I would go with Seattle. I could see Seattle doing it. I could see the Rams doing it. This is probably the biggest toss-up division, I think, because I also think the Cardinals are going to be better. They actually had a nice finish to the year last year. Well, maybe not the very end, but like the last, like halfway to the last third or something, was pretty nice.
Shout out to the Hay kid. Holy shit, he was right. The Rams are the 49ers schedule this year, getting rid of their division home and home games. They have the Falcons, the Panthers, the Jaguars, the Titans, and the Bears at home. And they have the Saints, the Bucks, the Texans, the Colts, the Giants, and the Browns on the road. That isn't very bad.
Yeah,
The
no, for
Texans
sure. But
legit. I was like trying to justify my son's point, and that schedule is pretty bad.
yeah, I mean it's bad. But I mean, again, to me, I just think like they lost everything that made them good.
True. Oh no, true that. I'm just trying
Like
to.
their defense is gone. Dre Greenlaw, Chavarius Ward, Tufunga. They've lost their secondary. They've lost the leader in the middle of the defense. They've lost, I mean, obviously they've got Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa, and apparently they're going to try to get Joey Bosa, which means you'll get 2 games out of Joey Bosa, and then I just think that who do they have on offense? Like CMC, give me, no way he plays 10 or more games this year. Maybe 10. That'd be my top for him. I don't know. I mean, they definitely could. They could. I mean, I think he's still the best. I think Shanahan's probably still the best coach in the division. I still think I'd take him over. I don't know, him or what's his name is really. What's the coach for the Rams? Sean McVay. No, I think I'd take one of those guys. But I definitely think San Francisco could. They do have an easy schedule, but I just think, man, I mean, Kittle obviously looked good last year, but Kittle started looking old as fuck sometimes last year. Ayuk doesn't even want to be there still, even with the money he's coming off an ACL. I am looking for them to have like a fall off. You all right over there?
Yeah.
I'm just watching Dale take the
Dale's
logged in for. Okay, stop hitting that.
Okay, I was looking at something. Sorry.
You're fine. So Dale is now logged into our restream. He's going to go live. He's going to start he's off for the month of May or March. So he's going to go through he's going to start going live for these March Madness games, and I think later he might go live for one of these night games just to fuck around and try it out.
Hell yeah.
So
because everybody needs a little Gonzaga and San Francisco in their life.
I love it.
Update, Brooklyn is up by 4.
Dude, I don't even want that update. I know.
But it looks like Luka has already hit his assist props.
Yeah, Luka hit the props, but they're really about to lose to the fucking Brooklyn Nets. That's disgusting. Luka, get your shit together. All right, so before playoff beard gets here, which I assume he's going to be here in a second, I do want to get obviously your opinion on the Kenny Pickett thing. So we already talked about Kenny Pickett earlier. We opened the show with him, and we opened the show with baseball and Garrett Cole, but we started football with Myles Garrett and Kenny. I just want to tell you right off the bat, I love it. I think it's a great move. I think it was a cheap move, and I love it as long as we still sign everyone's saying we're still going to sign a veteran and we're still going to draft a quarterback. So from what I understand, this is just us redoing the QB room. You get rid of DTR, thank God. Now we've got no quarterback, so you got, I would assume the room, let's just say we go get Kirk Cousins. I would assume it's Kenny, Cousins, and then whoever we take in the draft next year. So I think it's a very good move, super low risk, high reward. The guy's 15-10 as a starter, more touchdowns than interceptions. Obviously, guy, Steeler first round pick. We all hated on him, baby hands. We all, we know that. But he goes out of there, spends a year with Philly behind Jalen Hurts, wins a ring. What do you think about the move?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a good move. I mean, we paid DTR, who is just not panned out at all, say the least. Honestly, I think he might be a camp cut by the time he gets to the Eagles, and a 5th round pick. I mean,
Eagles are not keeping DTR.
No, that's what I mean.
Howie Roseman goes, "Hi, Dorian, Howie. We don't have a locker room or anything for you. We have really nothing. Grab a sandwich."
No, he tells him, go make sure. Well, why don't you go to the locker room? Okay, you're gonna be right next to Jalen. It's gonna say Kenny right now, but don't worry about it. Okay, we'll get that fixed in a couple weeks. And then a couple weeks comes in, and he's looking for a job.
On his way out, they're like, "Wait, why is Kenny's name tag in my shit?" They're like, "Well, he's not here either, so we figured you might want it." Yeah, I think it's a good move. I mean, keep going. I know you're in the middle of that, but yeah, I think it's a good move.
No, I don't understand why Browns fans are so against it. I guess because he was a Steeler.
That's it.
Um,
It's it.
that's how Browns fans are, But
They're
it's a
miserable.
fine move. We're not bringing him in to be a starter. We're bringing him in to be a backup guy. Toss him in when shit gets really bad, and I think he's going to be fine at that role. I think he's probably good in locker room. Um, you know, I gave a lot of shit to Kenny Pickett whenever he was drafted at where he was, but as a backup quarterback, not too bad, man. Well done, AB.
I love it. I think it's a good move. I think it's such a low risk reward or low risk high reward move, and I think if I mean, like I said, the guy's a former first round pick, and if he's your number 3 quarterback, I think that's a pretty with a above 500 record and more touchdowns and interceptions. That's hard to find, and I think that he's if he's going to be your number 3, I think that's a damn good move. I hope they say he's going to compete, is what Mary Kay was saying, but but she also ended that with they're still going to bring in a veteran. So I would assume that this is just a rehaul of the room. DTR was 3. We knew that DTR, like I said, he should be mopping floors somewhere. And I think that they were like, just get him out of here. We basically got him for a 5th round pick, and honestly,
That's
Brown
what we
fans are
picked him up for.
yeah, and the Brown fans are like, oh, the pick is what hurts. Shut up.
Nothing.
It's so fucking
Why?
Janitorial staff.
Browns fans are the most. I said this. I was on earlier. I was on a Brown stream for the opening of free agency. That chat, our boy Andrew on Chat Sports or whatever, and we people in the thing were just like, dude, they're like bitching about everything and everything we're doing, and I'm like, they're in there bitching about how we gave Miles that contract, and they're like, oh my god. Like, he's just here for the money. Why did we? What a mistake. I'm like, you motherfuckers are never happy. You were mad that he wanted to trade. You were mad that he wanted out. And now you're mad that we re-signed him? Like, what the fuck do you guys want?
Insatiable.
It's fucking stupid. Like, it's like, if we would have traded him, you'd have been pissed that the return wasn't big enough. So it's just like, Browns fans, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, just sit down, shut the fuck up. We're almost to the draft. If we don't take a quarterback at 2, then I'll be right there with you, motherfucking this organization, and we'll bitch together. But until then, just quit trying to be miserable, please. Like, just you wake up and it's like you find the good things and you're like, well, let's just try to make it as bad as possible. So I'm glad you're on the boat with the Kenny, because I 100% thought you were going to come in hear that I liked it, and be like, fuck Kenny Pickett.
No. I can't hate on that one. I thought it was fine. Good decision. I don't think that this doesn't move the needle. We're going to bring in another quarterback. This was a good decision to make, because here's the thing: if it comes worst to worst again, and we have to toss our 3rd string quarterback out there, I'm glad it's not DTR.
I'm glad it's Kenny Pickett.
Hey, yeah,
sorry, DTR.
No, Kenny, like, for the Eagles, a few good plays on a couple of weeks. The one wasn't, to go home and brag about, but he's a pick and roll scramble. So you're getting what you get with him.
I'm on with it.
I definitely like it. So what's up, playoff? I obviously didn't introduce you when you came in. I just pulled you up. But what's up? What stood out to you today? Anything that stood out to you? I mean, obviously the Eagles didn't make too many moves. If anything, they lost some players, but
yeah, which is expected. But like, I'm really surprised that we let the 2 D's go that we let go. Josh Sweat in the Super Bowl had 5.5, was it, or 4.5 sacks? And then who is the other guy we lost today?
Milton Williams.
He had two. He Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots. Who he was originally going to somebody, and then he pulled out immediately and then went to the Patriots. So, yeah, Milton Williams. But I think that Josh Sweat. When you look at the Josh Sweat contract, I definitely think that he was expected. To me, honestly, I didn't think Josh Sweat was coming back. I think that. I think what he was going to get in free agency, and I think what we are going to have to. I mean, we've got guys like Jalen Carter's going to be paid here soon. Nakobe Dean, We got guys like we're gonna have to lock up that entire secondary, the exciting whites, and then we're gonna have to get what's his name, the other guy that was Quentin Mitchell. So I think that they've got a lot of money that's going to be needing to come out in the next couple of years. And Josh Sweat, 27 years old, almost 28. Big deal. I mean, 4 years, 76 million, 41 guaranteed. That's big money, and I'm happy for the guy. I'm gonna miss him standing up and wiping the sweat off his brow. Definitely, that's that's gonna hurt, but not too surprising.
It's no, like you say, like with the rising salaries, with signing the 2-year contract extension with Barkley, like they're running out of money, and they got to make sure the main talent gets paid. So I get it, and like there are a lot of up and comers coming, but you got to keep at least some of the D line and some of the O line to you know get the new defensive players ready. I mean, they do still have a lot of talent out there, and a lot of people that have gone the distance. It's just I'm really surprised they let Sweat go. That one's a pretty big hit.
They said, yeah, no, I agree. 3 minutes ago, Steelers and Aaron Rodgers should have a deal done by tomorrow. Giants are still in it, but not likely. So looks like we're getting Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf. This looks like what we're gonna get. I don't know if I'm really not people. You're a Browns fan, so I don't really know if I want him to go there. I don't even care. Let him go to the Steelers, dude. I'm not scared of Aaron Rodgers. I'm really not, and I just think that Aaron Rodgers, cold weather. By week
I
3,
agree.
DK and fucking George Pickens are going to have collective meltdowns on the field.
Didn't they just lose their center or something? Because let me tell you something. We're coming for Aaron, dude. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Is like Miles is back. That's all I need to know. There's going to be pressure on the quarterback position there, and yeah, good luck, Aaron. Good luck.
There's rumors that we're in the market for Javon Hargrave too. So let it, because we let Dalvin Tomlinson go today.
That's the move I didn't understand today. Can you explain that to me?
Either. I don't understand. Which
he's going to be a June cut.
Makes me believe that we're going after somebody else. Like that has to be. But yeah, I saw that and I'm like, damn, big Dalvin.
Or we're targeting like maybe a second round or third round pick there, because the rookie we got last year did have a nice year. So I can't think of his name right now. Mike Hall? Mike Hall?
Mike Hall Jr. But he ended the year on the, well, he's a dick, and he can't trust him to stay out of trouble, but he is great when he's on the field, and he ended the year with an injury. So, but yeah, I think hopefully he can come back. That would be nice. I just had another name I was going to bring up, but I was just going to forget. But yeah, big Dalvin. I was kind of confused on that one. I didn't really know. I hope that doesn't mean that, I mean, if we go get like Javon, like you said, Javon Hargrave or somebody like that, that would make sense. But yeah, I don't know. Dalvin was kind of a confusing one for me. I did see that there was somewhat of an update on Joker finally, not really a big one, but it was more or less like he's improving. He's going to start training, I assume, but nothing contact wise. And basically it was basically like we're still just kind of playing it by ear and seeing, but there's still a chance that Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah never plays football again, which is insane.
God, that hurts, dude. That hurts to hear. Can you just take that back and not say that, actually? Is that cool with you?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It makes me absolutely fucking disgusted. But, Browns, we got a lot of problems in that just fits in. But so playoff, what else you get? What else? Did anything stand out to you? I mean, the Eagles. I mean, I know that's your team. They, like you said, they didn't really do much other than Sweat and Milton, and obviously Slay going to Pittsburgh. Which again, I'm not really too worried about Darius Slay leaving, to be honest. But
let me. I
all
was talking about this
too, by the way. Love that, dude. The Lakers losing to the Nets is gonna make me fucking end my life. Like, that's insane right now. I mean, I don't know if they're actually going to lose, but like
they're down by 5 with the ball. I've got the game on. It's awesome to watch.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, I had him for under 25.5. He gets 26. That was fucking cool. Mark Williams, I had him for over 7 rebounds. He gets 7. Luka Doncic over 30 points. He gets 19. So kill me. You
On
know,
the bright
just a
side,
look.
I think you're a swell person. Does that
Yeah,
make
dude.
you
At
feel
least I'm a
better?
good guy, right? Apparently. I mean, a lot of people will say I'm not. So
Well, that's because I'm Canadian. I'm opted to say that you're a nice guy since you're my friend.
Yeah.
I need Abadam
Any
and
story?
Mark
Any
Williams to be.
story?
Yeah, sorry, you're a good guy.
Fuck, dude. How many?
I mean, the DJ Reed to the Lions was a pretty good one. You know, they need a strong cornerback over there. I like that. That was a good deal today. I'm glad the Bucks were able to come up to something with Godwin. That was one I
Oh yeah,
liked
we never
today.
even mentioned Godwin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
not mentioned at all.
The Bucks were able to re-sign Godwin on a 3-year, 66 million with 44 million guaranteed. He recorded 50 catches and got 576 yards and scored and 5 scores in only 7 games before suffering the ankle injury. So I'm glad they give him another shot because I like the team they have down there with the Bucks. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I was
like
actually I was
Evans and Irvin and
a lot of people thought he was out of there. I think a lot of people, and he turned down 20 million, from what I understand, more from the Patriots. They were talking about him on the free agency show this morning. They're like, if you're Chris Godwin's agent, you're like happy for the deal, but we might have to go different ways after this. You just caught. I mean, the commission that guy's losing on, because apparently he turned down big money from New England to go back to the Bucks. So yeah,
Bucks.
big get for the Bucks. Big, that's huge. Keeping them together. Like you said, he was having a career year before the injury, best year of his career. A lot of people thought he was, and it was funny because I have him in Dynasty, and a lot of people thought he was going to struggle going into the year last year. But it's like, oh, the Baker thing, what is he going to be able to, have 2 fantasy receivers? And sure as shit, Godwin was more of the everyday guy, and Mike Evans was the blow up every few weeks, still have good weeks, but he's going to have the 40-point game type games, big dick games. And then Chris Godwin's just your week in, week out guy. And yeah, I mean, that's a big pickup. And he had a pretty nasty injury. I mean, that was a nasty, was it ACL, right? And he had torque more than just that, I think. So
Well, yeah,
they didn't
his
even
was
bring him up.
bad.
That's a great.
Yeah, I think his was all the entire back strapping all the way down to his ankle. Yeah, ankle injury. So it was his hamstrings all the way down to his ankles and his tendons and all that.
Fuck. Yeah, so we got to hope that he can come back and still be the guy. But I play it the same way. But I think they believe they can do that if they went out and re-signed him. But yeah, that was actually one of the bigger ones. Guys on the fucking thumbnail. We haven't
Well,
even
yeah,
talked about him. What do you think about that one,
but
front
I mean,
office? I don't even know if he's here.
No, yeah. Well, come on, baby. I thought Chris. Okay, the Browns fan in me wishes that Chris Godwin was on our radar. The NFL fan in me says that this was a good move. I thought they got him for not too much. I know he had a pretty bad injury. That was 2 years ago, right? Isn't that what you just said?
Greg Godwin?
Yeah.
No, this year. He ended this
Oh,
year with
that
that
okay.
injury.
But
yeah.
proven track record, works well with Baker. He's a guy that I imagine a lot of teams were looking at to maybe get a deal done, even despite the injury. And I don't think he took that much of a discount. I think Chris did pretty good in free agency. I'm happy for him. The man definitely deserves it after the year he had before the injury. You have something like that happen,
Well,
it's going to hurt the value a little bit.
He had 3 straight with over 1,000 receiving yards.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. It's proven he's going to come back healthy, and that's why he still made the money that he made. Like I said, I wish he was on my team, and if I'm a Bucks fan, I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's a good pick. I mean, like I said, he had no discount. Really, take a discount at all. I mean, the guy, good. I mean, he took $20 million less from a different, but still, I think he still got what he was worth. So I definitely think, yeah. I mean, that was a big one. I was actually pretty
and
shocked to see him stay there.
it shows loyalty and integrity. So he obviously likes the guys he plays with. He likes the organization well enough that he's willing to stay. So
Yeah.
you guys talked. You
Dude,
guys
I
talked
can't wait
about
to see that.
Palmer, right? You guys talked about Palmer.
Yeah, Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer goes to Buffalo.
That's
I
not
can't believe
not a
Luke is
needle
about to
mover.
lose to Brooklyn. This is actually crazy. He already did just lose to Brooklyn. Sorry, I just scrolled past it.
That's okay. That's not a needle mover to me. I know Josh Palmer had a better year last year, but don't care.
I mean,
Raiders are signing safety Lonnie Johnson Jr. from Houston.
Okay.
It's 2 minutes ago. From Jordan Schultz.
It's a great time of year, boys.
it is like even like the thing I wanted to hop in for was to talk about the top 10 things I saw or heard milestones hit this week. Basically, the top 10 plays of the week.
Is that what you sent me that I had pulled up? I had that pulled up and I just didn't have it
Yeah,
out of me.
yeah. No, all good, man. Yeah, no, there was a bunch of milestones, especially in the NBA, but a few in the NHL as well. That were pretty big this week.
Let me,
We can say we're I mean if we're still on the topic of
Hold on.
football, I just wanted to make sure we
yeah.
do ink that in because yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
we'll
pretty
do that.
wild week.
We'll wrap it up with that because we're at 2 hours, so we'll wrap it up with that. And I'm just trying to get those. I had it pulled up.
Are you guys going on tomorrow? Like, are you guys going to go on for the first couple days of the free agency, or are you doing like a day 2, 3 combo?
I'm
We'll
going
probably,
on to do. I'm
yeah,
going
go
on
ahead.
to do some degenerate day basketball betting because
Yes.
nothing says betting loving life like betting Cincinnati and Oklahoma State that I did fucking on Saturday and lost. And now I get to bet Cincinnati again -5.5. I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna be live on stream, pissed off doing it. Should be fun. No,
Well,
tomorrow's an unsexy day. I'll probably hop on a little bit tonight for the Zags game real late just to try it out and fuck around with this thing because I'm totally new to it. But yeah, so I'm sure if
I
there's cool NFL stuff in that, I'll talk about it too. So fire
I
away.
grabbed the Saint Mary Gales today at -4.5. And they're up by 10 right now.
Nice.
I think it's half.
Dude, I'm
Must
looking
be
at these
half.
prize picks, and I want to actually throw myself off the fucking side of the like outside. Dude, I'm like everything hit besides, like I said, 7 fucking rebounds for Mark Williams. He gets 7 instead of over. Jordan Green, I picked his goblin number, the easy one, 19.5. He gets 16.
Ugh.
And then I just fucking, this is the one that hurts the worst. I had a 2-man for Bam over 35.5 points, rebounds, assists. He gets 40, so that hit. But then I had Jaylen Brown under 25.5 points. He ends with 26. So just I hit $50. I hit a $50 spring training one this morning, and then I gave 20 of it right back. So you gotta love it.
You
All
know what
right,
I
so
hate?
yeah, let's scroll through these.
Well, you know what I hate about action really quick, sorry, and then we will. Is if you put up a 2-leg parlay and or even a 3 or 4 leg and 3 legs hit and 1 doesn't, it counts as 4 losses.
Yeah, it's like 4 individual.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of
Y-
scheme. I
Yeah.
mean, look, Action Network is not. we've always said it's not the greatest. It does its job. You know, it's there for what it is. But yeah, it definitely, if there probably are better bet tracking. Maybe not though.
Well,
I don't know.
I made the mistake of pairing the Lakers with the Celtics money line today, and the Lakers shit the bed against with LeBron out. So yeah, so I guess I got two more L's in the NBA category.
No, you're good. All right, so I've
Yeah,
got all these pulled
yep,
up individually. We're going to start with the
yep.
basketball ones, and then we'll end with the hockey ones, just to kind of keep it in flow.
Yeah, if you want to do that, I did it by days of the week, but yeah, however makes sense. So you want to do hockey, Sid, first or basketball?
Let's do. Well, actually, if you did it by days of the week, we can do that as well. Hold on.
Yeah, and you
So we got third,
have two in here that
fifth,
you don't have. I don't know if I
ninth,
had the two hat trick.
7th, 9th. Boom. 9th. I think we're gonna get it in order here. Hold on. So it's 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th. Oh, so boom. So
And then I did have,
7.
like I say, two that I didn't get on there, but I'll mention, and
All right.
you can pull up stuff live as we're going.
All right. So we're at the third. We'll go from the 3rd through the 9th. Let's get it.
All right, so the third we had, I think that was Monday night. We had Shy Gillis plus game that he's in the last days.
Dude, Shai Gill just got to be a lock for
He had
got to be a
18.
lock for MVP, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, because as we go through the list, we get into Jokic, who
yeah.
also broke a new NBA record. So
I just
lots
think
of
that front office. I talked
craziness.
about this yesterday. I think Jokic probably should be in the conversation, and when it comes down to it, it probably will be a 50-50, and you could give it to anybody. But to give somebody 4 MVPs in 5 years is pretty wild. So I think they're going to do everything they can not to do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, no, that was a crazy game against the Rockets. That was the
So
first.
we got Curry. So I like the Curry one that you brought. So
Yeah.
Curry, dude, tell me. I'll tell you what. I'm a big Jimmy Butler hater, but they look rejuvenated. I'll tell you since they got him.
And it's
Steph
funny because
Curry
I honestly thought it was a joke. I thought it was, like this is gonna be, he'll be good for, 4 assists a game and, get him off the bench. But no, yeah, Butler's been good over there. I mean, Draymond Green's been the guy really setting him up though. Like they're a lethal combo.
Yeah, I mean, Curry just looks rejuvenated. Like you said, 56 points in that win was, I mean, that guy, I don't know if you saw that one shot where he just turned around and heaved the bitch up, but it's like he just can't miss in those games. It's fucking ridiculous.
I swear the last two he wasn't even looking, like he was looking off like into the crowd or at Kerr and just being you know what I mean? Just being like, watch this, bro.
Yeah, no, it's scary that for the NBA, people should be worried that I mean, obviously there's better all around teams, but when Steph Curry's hitting, Steph Curry can, he can take a game over. But I also think the NBA might be a little different than it was. I mean, I think there's just so many. It's hard to get beat by one guy now. It's like even when Jokic has those big games, like that game he had the other day where he set that record, like it wasn't a blowout. You know what I mean? Like they weren't. It's not
No.
like they won by a bunch. Like it really is. Like you run into a team like the Cavs or OKC, who's just 1 through 5 going to beat the shit out of you. It's like a blowout. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's very much like the next play we get into on the 5th, which is the Pritchard and White. That wasn't a blowout either. It was 128 to 118. It's the average games that really, you know what I mean? That really people break records on.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, in this game right here, I remember I sent this to front office, and what'd you say to me? You're like 2 bums. You're like 2 bums having the best night of their career. Like
Yeah.
It don't matter.
It's like who fucking cares, dude? But
It's
yeah,
still
I mean,
it's still a play of the week. Like either way, it's still
I mean, dude,
a
70 fucking
Celtics record,
4
right?
points or 84 points between 2 fucking virgins is insane.
Yep. Yeah.
Off the bench, too. I mean, Peyton Pritchard, look, I'm not going to lie. Peyton Pritchard, I think Ty Jerome is going to have some. I don't know if Ty Jerome's going to get Sixth Man of the Year. I don't know. Peyton Pritchard might get it. I mean, drop
Fuck
40 off the
Peyton
bench.
Pritchard, dude.
Yeah, I agree. But, dude, that guy coming off the bench, 40 off the bench, I think he might be. I mean, he has had some games, dude.
I got something for Peyton. And, you know, while we're at it, why don't you just tell everybody what you did? There you go, Dale. Get in on it.
What'd I do?
Did you picked up Peyton, didn't you?
Oh yeah, no, I picked him up in I did pick him up in my dynasty basketball or fantasy basketball league. He's on the bench though.
I thought it was the photo of the amount of points that was scored last night we were bragging about.
No, he knows that he doesn't own that record anymore. I blew that shit up by 13 last night. It is what it is.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that was 330,
I hope it was worth
son. 330 front office.
I'm like 20-1 in our league. All right, so we got Playoff Beard's his new favorite basketball team, the Michigan State.
And I want to thank
Spartans
Dale for that. I want to thank Dale. He told me to stay tuned to the game, and I was, and then we got on the light and Solomon hit that shot against Maryland, that Steph Curry logo shot. I got arrested and them since other shit. Co-R and the Big Ten Network actually on my stories this week too, so that was pretty huge.
Yeah, that always feels good. Like I said, it always feels good when you get noticed. I was telling you that one day that we had Jordan old Schultz report that fucking piece of shit. Which maybe I should be nice because maybe I'll ask him to come back on one of these days. Boy, set up three different times with us, but two of the times he canceled within an hour, which really just pissed me off. But
really.
It is what it is. We did have Jordan Schultz, who was supposed to be on the show at one point and was like watching our stuff regularly, which was pretty cool. And that is that's over now.
That's definitely awesome.
It's over now. That was the other show.
But yeah, it's over now.
Well, he probably heard us take a few anti-Jew jokes, and because the last show was a little more sports, but also just shit talking and just all over, and I made a lot of anti-funny Jew jokes, and Jordan Schultz is King Jew, so
he was the Dean Blundell of the States.
Yeah, fuck Jordan Schultz, dude. Jordan Schultz, dude,
I knew you'd get it.
Talk about nepo babies. You want to talk about nepo babies? Jordan Schultz is the son of the guy that created Starbucks, so
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he was fuck him. All right, let's get to Jokic. So first ever 30-20-20 fun. Before you talk about this, I took him for under 51.5 points, rebounds, assists that night. It was the only pick that didn't hit. He gets 75. That's Nick's luck, baby. Like I said, people are like, "Oh, Dale's like, oh, keep doing it, bub. You're turning the corner. That means good luck's around the corner." You don't know me. Front office just said this the other day. He goes, "Oh, that just means you got good luck coming." Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Nick Traub. I don't have good luck. These are the things that just happened to me for the rest of my life. So Jokic, who of course was going to get under 51.5, whatever, just decides he's going to go do something that no one has ever seen before in the history of basketball. And he does. So go ahead. Sorry, the floor's yours. Sorry, I'm turning it over to you. Sorry, I just had to vent about that.
Oh, no. We didn't finish up with MSU, but Thursday night they won.
Go back to MSU then. Sorry. Back to MSU.
No. Hell yeah. They won the Big Ten regular season championship with one game still left on the calendar Thursday night. That's it, man. Izzo, he's a genius, man. That's 11 now. That's 11. That's a crazy number.
He's a bad motherfucker.
And I keep saying since I've been watching, man, like I notice he mixes up the plays because he's played different or he's coached different eras. So he understands mid 80s plays, he understands 90s plays, thousands plays. Like he knows how to play the scape to mix up the plays where people don't see it coming, because who's expecting like a Dr. J style shot from that era in today's play. So mixing up those plays makes Izzo a dirty threat.
Dale's gone. He said his phone died. He's going to be in this chat the rest of the time. That's fine. Dale, you need
Damn.
to get on. We need to get you a YouTube account too, so you can just chat on YouTube. But all right, yeah, let's.
Definitely. Yeah, but back to Yoick real quick. Yeah, so now this is something to cement him closer towards being one of the front runners for the MVP.
Yeah, I do think like I said, we had this conversation yesterday, front office and I do think that of course he'll be there and he deserves votes, but it's just so people Embiid only got that. The only reason Embiid got MVP that year is because they didn't want to give him 3 in a row. So I
100%.
think that then they got so he wins 2 in a row. He should have won 3 in a row, but they give it to Embiid, and then they give him his fourth and third and fourth years. I think for him to win two back-to-back MVPs, like I just think the way that the NBA is, I think Shai's going to get it. But yeah, this is
No, for
there
sure.
is
Like,
not a
and
better there.
definitely.
This guy's a fucking unicorn. And then they tell him that he's breaking records and he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, cool. Don't care.
Going on to Friday night, I think it was, if not Saturday night, Curry hit his 25,000th career points. And he didn't even realize it until they actually said it over the PA and the Jumbotron. And he was just like kind of like, oh wow, I knew it was coming up, but I didn't think it was coming like this game right on. And then just kind of carried on and got another 17.
Dude, let me just tell you that as impressive as this is, and I am very impressed, and shout out to Steph Curry, but can we all just take a second and this is gonna be a LeBron moment. All you motherfuckers that Steph Curry's better than LeBron, suck me. He's got double this. Double.
Yep.
25.
Nope.
Try
Yep.
50.
I was just gonna say, when LeBron hit 50, he just made it out as like squeaked it where it like didn't fit in for the week,
50,000. So shout out to Steph Curry, but all you hate motherfuckers better recognize, dude. 50,000
King
career
James.
points.
But we're really happy for Steph. Like, I'm super glad you did that. But there's no comparison here. There's
Yep.
You get a little
yeah,
plus.
And GM of Davidson. That's right. Sorry. Go ahead.
What is that? Like, can somebody explain to me? Like, is he going to be doing that job while he's still playing? Is this like him saying this is his last year? I am
like,
yeah.
What is that shit?
By that,
I'm so confused. But me too. Like, is he just gonna be? They're just like, yeah, you can just go be GM of your alma mater. Well, and I was telling Playoff about this earlier, and Dale and I were talking about this the other day. It came out earlier this week that James Harden is like funding Arizona State's roster. He's put like millions of dollars into the starting 5, apparently.
And then Steph Curry's now the GM of his alma mater, and same thing. He put up 8 figures for them of some sort. Hasn't been disclosed yet.
How is that legal? I mean, I guess it is, but like, yeah, that seems like we're treading lines here, doesn't it? You're just gonna go be GM of Davidson?
Oh well, I think it says he's the first active player to ever go be a GM of college ball.
Figurehead, yeah, I would assume he's just there to everybody. Yeah, somebody else is doing all the work, but yeah, Steph is just he's providing money and he's the face.
Exactly, in the off season or during like the All-Star break, when they're in the break, he'll show up for the skills comp, and then he'll be back doing GM stuff for the week.
This guy's well, Steph Curry, good luck to you. Good luck to Davidson. They need it. And good luck to Arizona State. They need it as well. All right, let's get to Steven Stamkos. So before you start, Steven Stamkos, this is great because another guy. You want to talk about bad luck for Nick? Here we go. Let's talk about on this edition of Nick's Bad Luck. Last week, I took a 2-man. I had, which of course the other one hit, and the other one that didn't hit was I took Steven Stamkos for under half a point. He had gone 1.5 months. 1.5 calendar months. I went back and looked. He didn't have a point, not 1 point for a month and a half. I bet him under half a point. He gets 3 in the first period. Get fucked. Okay, that's not overturning. That's you just suck.
He had 2 in the first period, and I was watching it, and as soon as he had the second one, I put him for the hat trick, and I just caught it where the odds weren't like the worst, and and then so that's how I tracked the fact that he got a hat trick was that my slip paid randomly like 25 minutes later, and yeah, because he popped another one in, right? So
Yeah, no, I'll take the 3 was better than 1 for sure, but it was just like, he had 3 more points than I mean, it was just disgusting. It was one of those
I get
things where
it.
it's like,
I get it.
it was one of those
You
ones where,
picked the
like,
night.
the other guy was the guy that I was like, "Oh, I hope this hits. I'm confident we're good on Stamkos. I just hope this one hits." And then the other one hit, and Stamkos gets a fucking hat trick. I'm like, dude, seriously, like, kill me. But all right, so now we've got
But it
Nichushkin
was
hat
his
trick as well.
14th. Yeah. So, but that was Steven Stamkos' 14th career hat trick. So, um,
Nashville
I think,
Predators legend.
yeah, no, well, yeah, and like everything he did for the
Tampa. Yeah,
Lightning. Yeah.
I was joking
You
about
being a
him being
dick. Yeah. Yeah, because
fuck the Predators.
he got most of them with the Predators for sure. Yeah,
Fuck Nashville, dude. We go to Nashville and it's all Blues fans, dude. They can neck me.
yeah. But
Seriously,
yeah,
we score in Nashville and it sounds like a fucking home game, dude. So whatever.
like you're saying, the Kuchichin hat trick. That was his first regular season hat trick, and I think his third overall. But yeah, his first regular season.
And he's Colorado, right? Colorado's gonna be nice because
Yep.
dude, they just picked up Brock Nelson. They're
Yeah.
Colorado is stacking up. I mean, obviously, a few other big moves. Dallas made the big move, but man, Brock Nelson to Colorado
Colorado,
is nice.
Dallas, and the Jets, like picking up Tanev and Shen. That's
Yeah,
huge.
crazy. So I am definitely, and then obviously Florida with Marshawn, we talked about him, and we talked about like
Yeah.
Aaron Ekblad being suspended for 20 games is big, but not big. 20 games, he'll be back first playoff series, he'll be fine. So all right, so here we go. So now we got while you do that, Ovi hits the 1600 club, or yeah. So 1600 points, 20 years to get it.
Damn, no shit. I didn't know this.
And yeah, so the company's got
Yep.
Wayne Gretzky, Yamir Yager, Mark Messier, Gordie Howe, Ron Francis, Marcel Dion, Steve Yzerman, Mario Lemieux, Sidney Crosby, and Joe Sakic, all absolute legends. Especially,
Yep.
all of those are legends. So great company to be with, and obviously he is also 9 away from the Gretzky tying Gretzky's record, and I believe they got about 17 or 18 games left. So
Yeah, and I think he's gonna do it. He's gonna try to do it
100%.
before. Yeah.
He wants to retire. He is not coming back this year. I think if he gets it this year, I think he's done.
The same night that Ovi hit his 1600 point club, um, Trey Holloman hit a career high at how many points and three threes made.
Put it in the cart. Add the cart. Put the jersey in the cart. We need to get the cart.
Yeah, it's happening. No, and actually from the Maryland game, they've released limited merch right now, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
the
fuck yeah! They for the buzzer beater.
uh Hall minute half court.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to get one because
Yeah.
that literally was
Yeah.
the day that this was born.
Yeah, man. No, that was yeah, that was it. Um and then yeah, I think that was most or all of the plays. Is there, if there's anything left, I don't know.
No, that was it. But for
Yeah.
the MSU, obviously they will be in March Madness coming up. We are going to next Monday. So Sunday, I believe, I think Dale said is the selection on Sunday. Monday, we are going to spend the entire episode next Monday. We're going to build a Derelict sports bracket. Obviously, we'll go in.
Oh,
We'll
no
do
shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
we will just start at the beginning and we
Yes.
will just build. We will just fill out a show bracket. We'll all talk through it and we'll make decisions. Obviously, I'll probably have my own personal bracket. We'll all probably have our own personals, but as a show, we'll talk through one. We'll agree on them, and we'll try to see how much of a perfect bracket we can get. Maybe I was thinking even for the collab lab. I don't know if anybody's done this, but somebody in there needs to get a fucking bracket league set up because we can all just go in there. You go on ESPN and make a whatever. I think it's you could just create your own league, and we could just be the collab lab, and we can all do our own, friendly little
See who
competition on
scores the
who.
best.
Yeah, Sue's got the best
Oh,
March
that's cool.
Madness on the thing. Maybe winner, maybe the winner gets everybody puts in $5 and they get to spend that dollar. They get to put that on a bet. You know what I'm saying? Like we all fund that winner's bet or something, one of their daily bets
Well,
or
we
something.
were talking about doing some sort of a competition. We didn't know what, but we were talking about some sort of friendly competition. And we would just fund like a $50 FanDuel card, me, Unders, and Dirk. And then whoever wins just gets the $50 FanDuel card. And if any of us happen to win, we just pass it on to whoever's in fourth. If the three of us were the top top three. So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I
if you
like
want to do
that.
a
Yeah,
madness
that'd be
bracket,
fun.
that's just cool. Right. And then you know what I mean? And then at the end of it, if most of them are cappers anyways, so it gets them money to fucking go fuck with. So
Dale says it's going to be Dale at his finest, dude. Dale, this is Dale's time to shine. So I am very excited about doing this bracket, and I'm excited about March Madness this year. I mean, obviously, I always watch it, but I'm trying to, now that I've got Dale around, and he is showing me teams that, I mean, we bet on Robert Morrison today or something. RMU. Like I said, these aren't schools; they're not accredited. And I don't even know where he finds them, but he does, and he finds them and he bets on them, and it's so it's going to be his time to shine. And yeah, so Monday
yeah,
we'll do that.
well,
I
that
thought
sounds
it
great.
started. Yeah, so that'll be we'll just spend all Monday doing that. And the rest of the week we'll just talk a little bit. Football. Obviously, we're going to get some football news. I'm seeing somebody was saying something, but I just lost it. So maybe there was just a move that just happened and I just missed it.
And
But
Dale, just so Dale knows too, if he does win, with me being Canadian, I'll just have Dirk and Under send me the money, and I'll get a Canadian FanDuel card, so that way there's no confusion with you're in the wrong territory when you try to add your gift card.
Nice.
I
is
have a feeling
OKC?
I have a feeling Dale's gonna win. He's got a brilliant mind for college ball. It's
Yeah, but
like
it's always the guys that you trust. It's always somebody that comes out of nowhere. It's like the guy it's like the person that decides they're going to um the guy that bets on jersey colors or something, you know what I mean? Like the guy, that somebody will like ask their girlfriend like, "Hey, you should bet on this." And they're like, "Okay, I'm just going to pick all the ones I like jersey colors," and they miss by like one. Some
yeah.
shit like that. It's always people that don't know dick who get these who do really well on those. They won by 3, had 3.5.
Oh, that's gonna
Yeah,
be me.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Well, I did just finally hit one. It looks like I bet Bam Adebayo and Mark Williams to have 21 rebounds a combo, and I got them. They got 24, and then I picked Jokic and Chet Holmgren to have over 20, and Jokic had 18, and Holmgren had 4. So that cleared. Let's fucking go. No finish last in these things. Yeah, well, it's gonna be good. So yeah, next Monday, make sure you guys are here for that. We'll definitely do the we'll get through the weekend. We'll do the selection thing on Sunday, and then Monday we will come back and do a bracket. But other than that, we've exhausted all of our things for the day. Front office, you're here a little late. Is there anything that you thought you needed to I mean, we did Kenny Pickett. Is there anything you want to tell the world? Tell Browns
Yeah,
fans, just
yeah. I'm
whatever.
gonna break everybody's heart. I'm gonna participate. Is the first thing I want to say. Fuck March Madness. I don't give a fuck. Can we just get to the draft? Okay, the NFL draft. That's what I'm waiting on. That's what I can't wait for. That's what I
Yes,
care
sir.
about. I'm glad other people are so invested in March Madness, and I will fill out the bracket, pick the teams that I think are going to win, and it's going to be a total guess, and I'm probably going to win. Yeah, suck it,
Dude,
Daryl.
fuck you. If you win, dude, I'm putting your information on screen. That's just
I'll
the way it
fucking
is.
do it, dude.
I'm like,
at this point,
I'm gonna call the university and be like, hey, yeah, there's a terrorist coming in there on Friday to do a presentation.
you're gonna have to take him out or something. You got to do something with that guy. But yeah,
I used to
can't wait.
invite him over for sleepovers, and I woke up, he was at the mosque across the street. So
Edward Snowden's
Ooh.
listening.
free Snowden, dude. Well, I wish he learned how to shower in that. Well, who's the guy? Julian Assange. He's the one that's a huge piece of shit.
Yeah.
But all right,
No.
guys. Well, yeah, really appreciate you guys coming out tonight. We went, 2.5 hours tonight, boys. That was a good one. A lot of, we pretty much covered all the big news moves today. Myles Garrett stays a Brown. That was never in doubt. So Myles Garrett get to repairing. I love that he said that, I got to sign this contract so I can start bringing in free agents. Well, he did a great job bringing in free agents today. So thank you, Myles. AK brought in nobody. So please get your shit together. And let's get
You
some
guys
free
got
agents.
Pickett. I mean, you got
We
Pickett.
traded for Pickett though. Let's go sign somebody. Pickett didn't really have a chance.
Yeah, let's make a
he didn't
little
have
splash,
a choice.
small little splash. I'd like to
and he didn't
see
have a
a
choice to come
lineman.
here. Yeah, let's go get a lineman. Let's go get somebody that's worth a shit. Maybe let's get this veteran locked down and like I said, we'll be back on Wednesday with I don't know. I mean, was there anything big happening the rest of this week, or are we just basically? I mean, obviously there'll be news, but is there anything happening the rest of the week that we need to be on?
Cavs play tomorrow.
Cavs play tomorrow. I think I read that they need to go 16-2 the rest of the year if they want to win 70 games. So let's do that. I did read today or yesterday. We are the first team in NBA history to score. So we've won 14 in a row, but you guys can suck us. We've already had a 15 game in a row, 14 goddamn wins in a row. We've had 3 11-game win streaks this year. Get fucked. We are the very first team in NBA history. Let me make sure I sent this to somebody. So let me just make sure I read this correctly. Oh, God, where are we at? Okay, 110. We are the first team in NBA history. Are we tied? We're the second. So we are tied now for most in NBA history. 110 points in 14 consecutive games.
Damn.
And not only that, I don't know it, but I don't think the other team, they didn't win all these 14. Like, I'm pretty sure we're the first team to do this and win all 14. So 14 games, 110
That's pretty
points.
awesome.
That's fucking crazy. There are teams that go multiple games without scoring 100, and we've got 14 in a row of 110. So, love that. Go Cavs. Like I said, we play tomorrow. We'll be back here on Wednesday, 7 p.m. I'm sure there'll be more moves. There'll be, first day of free agency is over. Big day. Like always, it'll start to die down a little bit. It'll definitely trickle into tomorrow and Wednesday, and the rest of the week we'll see a little bit of signs. And then by next week, there'll be spot signings, but we're really kind of at the today was the big day. So obviously a lot of moves still to be made. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep you guys updated on all of that. We appreciate you guys for coming out tonight. Front office, I'm glad you got to make it. Playoff, thanks for joining us. And Dale, sorry, I didn't mean to take you off there. I was trying to take this goddamn ticker off here. Dale, I appreciate you coming out tonight, man. Like always, make sure if you guys are going to be around, Dale should be live here. I think he's going to do a test run. He's going to charge his shit up and he's going to do a little test run on this night game. So if you guys are watching the Gonzaga game, make sure you guys join him on X. Actually is down. It's been down all day. We're not even live on X right now. It says we are on restream, but it won't let us go live on X, and there's no one else doing lives right now. So that must be down on X. So just join him on YouTube. He will be live on YouTube for the Gonzaga game and throughout this week because he's off all March. So thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you guys follow us on all of our socials. Hit that link. Go to Follow Us on Action Network. Hit the subscribe button, the bell, so you guys get notified. And we will talk to you guys later. See you guys Wednesday.
Peace.